We're good. I think we might have missed a little bit, which we can go back and look at. Alright, there we go. I feel really bad about that, but I couldn't help it. I was tired, man. Don't know why they have these events planned at, oh, freaking what? Early in the fucking morning? It's ridiculous. Alright. Alright, guys. Let's put it early in the morning so then people will miss it. Great idea, man. Which I know it's supposed to also be because people are at fucking time and everything. But Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Alright, hold up. I'm doing a couple things as well.
Being able to have a bit of choice, which is really fun in Infernal Hordes in the current season, for example. And being able to tailor exactly how messed up
there we go.
This level to get is really fun. So the fact that it's getting applied to more aspects
And
of
keep
Diablo
that right
is
there.
awesome to hear. But between now and the Season 6 launch and Vessel of Hatred, what other activities can players get up to whilst they wait?
There we go.
I mean, really, is jumping into Season 5. You know, like you were talking about, Season 5 continues the pace of Season 4. You can.
So they've been talking about like Diablo because I just got up, but they've been talking about Diablo for like the last 20 minutes. I kid you not.
Wave after wave are coming after you. Can go and fight the Fell Council.
I'm pretty sure.
Rewards from that. But that's
what is this?
Their planning is about to come to fruition, and
are based around you, working together with your party members to solve the challenges and face the first Khazra hordes within.
One of the outcomes of the Mage Wars is this giant crater and all the souls that were kind of lost in it from those wars.
The goal of the first Khazra, who are kind of the original
That's what I was looking for. They figured that they have some stupid, they want as few people as possible to be viewing it for damage control. Also, yo, Nebs, welcome, dude. What's up? What surprised me?
People have started going missing.
Alright,
they head
hold
into
up.
the Khazra region, they disappear, never to be seen again.
We're gonna go ahead and go back to where it is, just in case if they show stuff.
We've actually added 1 month of Ultimate Game Pass. So
Ultimate Game Pass?
Yet,
Hell yeah!
Add an extra month onto your subscription. You know, pick up
Jesus.
the
Alright, so apparently whenever it comes to this, day one is packed with exclusive gameplay walkthroughs and developer interviews around Diablo 4. Stalker, that's going to be the really big one in my opinion. Stalker 2, Autumnfall, Age of Mythology, look at the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Overwatch 2. I'm going to try to get better with these timing, by the way. I'm so sorry. I was just fucking tired, dude. I do not like stuff doing it, and I would rather them do it midday instead of doing it legit in the morning. It's always bothered me, man. I had to get up at like 7 or 8 to do this shit, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you. Anything interesting so far? I'm thinking about actually going back and looking while they're just talking specifically about Diablo 4 and showcasing stuff at Diablo 4. I think I might have like this up here. While this is actually playing for Diablo 4, I'm gonna be looking back and seeing if there's anything interesting that we could check out.
Right? Like, but,
for a while, they've been talking about Diablo 4, and it's gonna be interviews and shit of it. So I guess the good thing is we don't have to really look at that.
And so, you know, it's really exciting to watch people get their hands on. This is the first place that, you know, outside of press and content creators, people have been able to play. It's been fun just to watch them play.
Well, half Centipede and half Gorilla is a disturbing image to end on. But, you know, thanks.
Let's see if I can find it.
You're going to stick around because we need to talk about that. Rex, Aislinn, thanks so much for joining us. Changing gears now, though, we are, for those of you who have been counting down the days to September's Diablo Immortal major update, we've got a sneak peek at the making of Immortal's hellish bosses, including the rebirth of the Dark Lord of Terror himself.
Not Dark Lord of Terror himself. But yeah, what do you think about Indiana Jones coming to Sony next year? I'm gonna be honest. Sony wants to be a dick with all their fucking exclusives. I hate it for people that don't own an Xbox. I'm gonna be 100%. For Sony specifically, if we're just talking about how Sony's business practice, I hope this is gonna be a great game where I literally bites them in the ass just to make it feel like, ooh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm petty whenever it comes to that. It's because it's fucking Sony, bro.
And we're really proud to be able to actually have the ability to bring Diablo back into our universe.
Everything that Diablo does, everything that Diablo says, needs to be unnerving, terrifying.
They are really going in with fucking Diablo right now, bro.
The music changes, the environment changes.
Alright, let's go to Bethesda Softworks. I'm making sure. Apparently, they should have had like an event that happened today, but I think they kind of brought it together. Whereas
really
Microsoft, it's so weird.
The boss.
Because if you go to Bethesda's actual
with a cool mechanical idea. Sometimes
what do you call it?
Starts
Official
with
page
kind of a narrative
or official
the story
thing,
team's
YouTube
gonna have
page.
a lot of say
They don't
in
even
terms
show
of,
that
like,
they had a live
what
stream.
is the fiction behind the boss?
It's super
And
weird.
so what is the feel behind the boss?
The last thing we got is Indiana Jones, bro. Yeah, it's still talking about fucking Diablo.
We are going to lavish incredible.
I'm gonna say
bosses,
the biggest thing is
the
I don't
final
think we
boss.
missed the big
In
part,
Tristram Cathedral,
which the big part in my
before you
opinion
fight
was gonna
Ulrich,
be
the first Shardborn.
Stalker
There's a
2
whole
for me.
quest line
That's kind of what I was
that
hoping
has
to
you
look for.
exploring the ruins of Leoric Manor.
I'm kind of
and
looking
learning
right now to
about his
see
past.
what I
And
might
so
have missed.
At the end, when you face him, there's this context and kind of a richness to the things that he is saying to
Bro,
you.
it's been a lot of Diablo. I'm gonna say the first hour is gonna be dedicated for Diablo, and then the rest is gonna be for other stuff.
Will maybe resonate a little bit more emotionally.
I think we actually came in at a good time then. We would have just watched some boring fucking Diablo. I think they had a couple other things. I'm looking.
Once they have the mechanics down and how
They
they
did
feel
say
the battle
this.
should go,
Day one's
then
packed
they
with
get
exclusive
all that
gameplay
together, and then it
walkthroughs
gets
and
passed off
developer
to art.
interviews
When it comes to designing a
for
Diablo,
Diablo
boss,
4,
there definitely is a long
and then it's gonna be
list of visual
Stalker. So I wonder if
elements
it goes
that
in
we go
order
to.
just
Spikes,
like that. After
demon
Diablo,
horns,
Stalker will come up.
rotten skin,
I think
decayed
that's how it's gonna
skin,
work. Don't quote
burnt
me on that, but I'm
skin,
pretty sure that's how it
diseased
works.
skin. How do
Wait,
we
Diablo
stretch
4
the
came out
skin
last
out to
year.
make it look
Why is
really
there like 20 or 30
uncomfortable?
minutes
We
video
take
on
different
it?
parts of
Did
the
they
body
update it?
and
If
we
so,
twist them in
that
very
worth 30-minute video?
awkward
Wonder what
ways.
Zen
We
thinks about it.
love using different
Zen, I
humanoid
think,
bodies
liked
and
it,
then
but he
almost
did admit
melting
that
them
I
together.
think there's
The
different
intention in creating
seasons,
Diablo
and that's
bosses
what's
is
kind of
to
going
instill
on.
a general feeling of
It's like the
unease.
new season that will be
So, if it
starting
starts
with
to
all the.
feel like
It's
we have
basically
pushed it
DLC
too
with the
hard,
whole new
that's
season
usually
for it,
the
I think.
comfort spots.
And this is kind of what
We
we're
have
getting
so
now.
many different
I think this is like the
representations
second
of
or
evil
third
and
season.
horror,
Don't
so no
quote
matter
me on
who
that,
you
but
are,
I'm pretty
no matter where
sure.
you're from, you can always
Let's see, I
bet
remember
that
back
there
in
is
February where
something in our
Phil
game
Smith
that is
says
going
Indiana
to
Jones won't be
terrify
coming
you.
to PS5. Yeah, we are
So
they announced it. Well, yeah, it's not coming. I mean, you could say that about a lot of places. Coming only to PS5, never coming to this system or whatnot. And then it usually ends up happening. I mean, who would have ever thought the day where potentially we're even talking about, and it's not confirmed yet, but it's still technically, you never know, whenever it comes to Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16, what, 1 year ago was freaking locked on only PlayStation, and then the whole thing would freaking... Square Enix ended up happening, and now there's even talks about an Xbox version of the game. I don't believe anything a company says to you. Oh, it's never coming! It's never! And then it does. If it means making more profit and money, then of course they're going to do it.
For the first time, there was
now, if there's a lot of money already on their
associated
platform and shit, then yeah, they might not even have
open
to.
the door, he steps out.
Right now, they don't care about the entire idea of full-on exclusives, which I think is an old mindset at this point in time. The timed exclusives are getting a little bit better, because at least then you can just wait out and get it for your platform. I still don't really agree with the timed exclusives. I understand exclusives will push hardware at the end of the day, but in my opinion, it's such an old mindset, because look at everything that's been coming out as of late that allows you to play whatever system that you want. So I don't trust Phil Spencer, I don't trust fucking Sony, I don't trust anything. The only one that you could truly say that is trying to support that, even though I hate them a hell of a lot, is Nintendo. Nintendo's really the only one that's actually stayed true to their fucking entire exclusivity idea. And I hate the idea of that because I don't really give a shit about Nintendo. But if you want to be truthfully honest, Sony's just done the same thing, Microsoft has done the same thing, the only one that really hasn't is Nintendo.
Other beings.
He has this very
at least it's a slap to the face of Sony at this moment whenever it comes to it, and I hope it bites him in the ass. I really do.
He has this very
I hope Indiana Jones turns out to be really good, just be an asshole.
Diablo having a World Stone shard means he's entering the nuclear age. He is now.
I'm glad we didn't start like because it's really weird how they're explaining how this works. Bethesda was supposed to have like something, but I go to Bethesda's page and I haven't seen it. You go to Xbox, which is affiliated with fucking Bethesda now, like owns Bethesda, and there ain't shit there. So I guess maybe they just combined the two. That's the only thing I can think, dude. Maybe not.
Any other Diablo games.
Here we go, Gamescom.
Best Diablo ever.
This one's live right now. So I mean, we made it for the most part, so that's good. When the boss is about to make an attack, it shows exactly where the damage zone will be. Why that is, I don't know. I don't like that.
Well,
I guess a nitpick, but bothers me. Let the players see the movement.
Joining us once again. This time to tell us more about what we just
exactly where
saw.
the damage zone will be.
That
That is kind of weird how the damage zone will be. Like, I didn't look at it, but did it highlight in red or something where you'll actually hit or something? Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I haven't really been paying too much attention. I think Immortal. The fuck?
Yeah, well,
Tell me about this.
I mean,
isn't Immortal Star mobile shit? I swear to God. Like, I'm so out of Diablo shit, so I have no idea. I'm really here for Stalker.
It's our free-to-play offering in Diablo.
I am
it's
so
a way to bring more
ready
players,
for this
and
thing
we want to
to
go where the players are. And we were like, okay, not everybody is part of the mainline Diablo 4
let me make
world.
sure.
So
Okay,
this
you
is a way
guys
to
can hear it
reach
pretty
players
well.
where
Sorry.
they are. And so we have this great free-to-play, huge campaign, over 11 zones. You get 8 classes. We just added 2 over the last 2 years.
Best class.
The best, yes. So
the best class.
With the Blood Knight and the Tempest, our new classes. And so it's really an exciting time. And so the story, the campaign, which is, again, over these 11 zones.
I swear the whole Immortal thing is the mobile version, but I
now,
can't
what's
quite
happened
remember.
is that this takes place between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. So that's
Ah,
why
it takes place between 2 and 3.
and we're able to bring Diablo back. So it's a really exciting time, and this is what this whole year has been leading up to. This is the year of the Age of Unmaking. This is the return of Diablo, and they've been building towards it for like over the last couple of years now.
Yeah, totally. I think you can tell.
Just like yeah,
very,
fucking
very
totally,
major
dude.
Character in the Diablo franchise, and we have that on our splash screen all the
Where's my
time.
water?
So I don't know if it's a plan, but
I just got up,
this is
so if I
truly the
sound
most
bad
important chapter
and
of
not
the
as
story
energetic,
that we're
I just
starts.
fucking got up.
And Diablo is
I
very, very
hate shit
significant
starting
because
in the
it's
morning.
one of the
Fuck people
original.
that suck.
It's
a great idea. Let's have a presentation in the morning.
So
Oh look,
I think in the
mobile.
history of
Yeah,
Diablo
fuck that.
story, Diablo story, Diablo world is Diablo.
Don't you have a
has
phone?
this
Come on, man.
reputation
Come
of
on.
corrupting people's minds,
Is that out of season
corrupting
fucking April
humanity
Fool's joke,
and,
man? Because that's how it feels.
minds. So when it comes
Bro,
down to
show
the word,
Diablo
that means
fucking
something is
4.
really
Nobody
going
gives
down.
a shit about this mobile garbage. Oh look, man. You got phone. Got fucking phone.
Yeah. So well, first of all, we're really honored to be here, Gamescom. Like Rod mentioned, Diablo Immortal is our first take of mobile version of Diablo world. On the phone, on the
I was right with the
so
stupid mobile
our
shit.
mission is to reach more audience, and that's why we come here at Gamescom. Today we brought into
Light Blue's like, hello, Light Blue.
Booth
What's
right
up,
here.
dude?
That's great.
Yeah, this is one of the most important content and gameplay in our game called the Heliquary Boss. So Heliquary Boss in our game is basically
girl over there with the
it
ears.
represents your power. It represents your power progression.
Oh
because all
Jesus.
those bosses
GSG
are your
11 or
gates. You have to beat
JSG
them
11
in order to
morning.
get to
Good
the
morning.
next
What's up?
difficulty level.
Maybe it's like phone.
So
Come on,
as
you
you
got
go
a phone,
through the
right?
game,
You can
you
play
will
on the
feel
phone.
you're getting
Come
stronger, and you
Come
go
on,
into more
dude.
difficulty level. You get more stuff. The loot and the dungeon.
If I would have had to
and
sit
the
an
zoom.
hour
Most
fully
important
just
thing
for
about
fucking
Diablo
Diablo, I would have
Immortal
been
is that
upset. I'm kind of
we
glad I
want to create
didn't
this
start until now.
Social, very
hold
sociable,
up.
very lifestyle kind of gameplay. So for Heliquary
I'm gonna
Boss,
check
you can
this real
actually
quickly.
you can either play a solo, or you can bring your friends over there, and that's what we bring here. We built a tournament that 4 players come in to the booth and you can play, and you can just rank on the leaderboard
Sorry,
and
I
get
wanted to check a
awesome
couple things
rewards.
out.
Yeah, you have to beat 2
Okay,
bosses.
that's cool.
So there's like the 2 phases.
Now
You have
we're
to beat
just
2
waiting.
bosses, and right now the fastest is about 2 minutes 45 to get through.
Oh, wow.
Think I got a shot?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Thanks.
No, I know you play a lot. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
But anybody can do it. But it's really interesting, like that. What Paywin is talking about. There's been over 50
I wonder
bosses
what that in the
made
background
for
looks
this
more
Heliquary
interesting than
boss.
Diablo
It's really
Immortals.
exciting to see. It's part
No
of the
offense.
progression, so it's always fun to have these new and interesting and
I don't
different
know.
types of fights to
I'm
have.
seeing
And
something
the fact
back
that it's
there.
on mobile, but also on PC.
They're
Like you
cooking
can
something.
play free to play PC today, and it's a great experience.
So players at home can also still experience the Hello bosses right now, or is
yeah,
same
right now.
content, same
Awesome,
game,
man.
and cross
That looks
progression.
miserable. Sorry, man.
So
Can you imagine
tell me about then
traveling
the
and paying
build-up to
$1,000 to be
Diablo's
stuck
return?
to
What
play
can
a
players
mobile game?
expect what kind of content
Well,
can
the
they
good
get
thing
into
is,
right
if you
now
get
and
tired of
lead
playing
up
that
to
garbage,
content?
at least you got
Yeah,
more booths to go to.
next few
That's the
months
big
is
thing,
gonna
at
be,
least.
like I said, it's gonna
Since
be
it's
the
a part of
most
Gamescom,
exciting story
it's
chapter
all
of
the different
Diablo
things that you
Immortal.
could probably
It's
experience,
gonna
not just
divide into, like, the main
Diablo.
quest line, the storyline
Thank
is gonna
God.
divide into two
Could
parts.
you-
So we're gonna keep some in the
Only
future,
going for that
but
specific
the latest
thing
one
would
that's
piss
gonna
me off,
come up
dude.
is in September. It's a release where we call it Crucible of Justice. This is where the story we're gonna review a very, very powerful weapon. It's called
A
Eldritch.
fucking
It's
weapon?
a holy sword.
Oh,
And
hell
the player's
yeah.
gonna go through the mission, the quest of purify that sword, and that sword is the secret weapon to kill Diablo. So you have to find the sword and purify it, goes through the ritual. And for player, the ritual, you know, I think if you play Diablo Immortal, you know, player is the hero. Player, you play the hero, you save the sanctuary, you save the humanity, but the sanctuary is corrupted, it's dark. And
I think we got a 7. I'm gonna call it at 10 a.m. They're gonna shut up about Diablo and then switch over to something
else. It's a symbolic move of player that they willing to sacrifice themselves
what I'm
for the
thinking.
humanity, and that they want to prove themselves to be worthy to use the Eldrim, the holy sword, to kill Diablo. So that is the first part of the September release, and then we're gonna save the second part to the December, our holiday time, and we're gonna release the second part, which is the most exciting part that you
So
finally
it's part 1 and
face
part
the
2 of the
and
new
with the
DLC.
Diablo
You get
boss
part 1
itself, we also
September.
introduced
Number
a
2, part
amazing
2,
zone.
you
It's
get
called the War's
a
Crown.
fucking
You
December.
know, zone
Okay.
is one of our
got it,
very,
girl.
very important content in the game as
Her
well.
turn the
It's
camera there
beautifully designed.
is people
Not
at the
traditional
table.
concept
You
of
notice there's
beautiful,
only
but
like
it's
5
nice.
phones. That way it looks busy. I'm so negative this morning. Not trying to be.
I'll trust you guys.
No, you're good. It's fucking mobile
Beautifully
garbage.
designed.
Like,
It's
I'm not gonna talk
very,
too much
dedicatedly,
about
you know,
Diablo
created.
4 because
And
I'm not
it's icy,
into
it's
Diablo
barren,
4, so
and
I don't know if
that
it's
way
good,
is
bad, or
because Diablo
whatnot. I
travels
just
through
heard
that
that
continent
it
and
can be
transforms
really
the
good,
place.
and then there's like this
So
whole
it's like
thing.
very depressing, you know, all the cast
Like,
coming down
there
to
was
the
a whole
earth.
controversy
Well,
about
that's
the
why,
last
you know,
thing that they
players are
actually
here
brought to the table.
Save the world.
That was Zippa was
and
telling
when
me
player
about.
travels through
So I
this
don't know
War's
about
Crown,
Diablo 4, but
you're
Diablo
gonna
Mobile,
encounter
like
a lot of
everybody talks shit
enemies.
about
You know,
fucking
you're gonna
Diablo
defeat
Mobile.
them. Eventually, you're going to encounter Diablo as the final boss.
Yeah, I mean,
Only got
you
5
know-
more
you know
minutes of this.
Tyrael, like Tyrael is
Hopefully.
like, when you think about like
Hey, look,
recognizable
Indiana
characters
Jones,
in
can
the
we see
Diablo
that?
lore, Tyrael, the Angel of Justice, is one of the top ones. And so this is what's really
Fucking
neat about the
Diablo.
story is that it takes Tyrael's sword, Eldruin, and that's the sword you have to use to defeat the Diablo. And so that whole idea
Right.
of, hey, while I've been fighting Skarn and getting these world stone shards, I've been
Bro, looks like he's been
and I
eating
have
too
to get
much
purified
cheese
over in the
balls.
Cold Isles so that I can actually be
What is
worthy of the
beer?
sword. And taking that sword and then being
Oh,
able to
man.
use Diablo is just a really cool moment.
Needs to be a
you
little
said
bit
in the
more
video
orange.
As well, that this fight with
It-
Diablo will be
it's that
the
he tried to get it off and
toughest,
couldn't
fight
quite
players
get it
have-
off.
I mean, is that true?
That or he had
What
fucking
are
like
you- what are you
a
possibly throwing
chili,
out? 'Cause you
like
also
a
just
chili
showed us,
dog
like, a
with some
20-foot
mustard on
butcher.
it.
So, well, I mean, what's Diablo? What's he gonna do to us? Anything
Yeah.
you can share there?
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna see how much I'm gonna spoil here, but
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, Diablo boss is going to be the hardest one that
Hey,
we're
there we
gonna
go.
encounter.
Got like
because
a
Diablo is
crazy
such a classic
ice
character, so we
Leviathan
still take
dragon
a lot of
thing about?
the classic
Some?
skills from Diablo.
It looked
so,
weird.
You know,
The
it's
fuck are
still
they doing to that
featuring
kid?
fire,
It looked like
lightning,
kid- oh,
so
God.
if you go to the battle, have some equipment, have some gears that with
Oh,
the
yeah.
fire and lightning resistance will be helpful.
I remember.
Yeah, and because you're bringing the Eldrim to the battle, right? So when Diablo
Good morning.
calls
Good
on
morning.
his Diablo
What's up, Aaron?
soldiers, and they will swarm over to you, and you have to beat them really, really fast. And that beat up of those enemies actually gonna recharge your Eldrim. It's gonna make the Eldrim ready to, you know, make it good use. So yeah, and by the end, I'm not gonna hint the real end.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
The real end, you're gonna see this beautiful cinematics. It shows how player take Eldrim and eventually kill the Diablo. So
That's
yeah.
all so exciting. I can't
we almost
wait
done with this?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Come on
I'm
now.
going to have to go and set a time. on the booth to make sure I get a chance at that leaderboard. But I want to thank you both.
He's like, yeah, please get the fuck off the stage.
Even I want it.
Nah, you're gonna fight me for it. I'm taking it.
I can't. They're gonna.
Little Nightmares 3, I'm super excited about. And the Reanimal. God, those look so
thanks so
good
much for joining us. I
yesterday.
hope you enjoy the rest of your Gamescom as well. Coming up though, the team from Stalker 2 is here with the latest.
Oh,
from the
I
sequel,
did
Hard
make
Stop
it. We're
Chernobyl.
fine.
Sick. Plus, we've also got to look at the newest Xbox accessories that are enabling players
Oh
everywhere.
man,
the way that they
Xbox.
want.
Yeah,
And later on, we're going to explore the newest Starfield expansion, Shattered Space.
Okay, I
and
think
find
we made
out
it in
what fans
time, dude.
everywhere
We're
are
good.
saying
They
to
spent a
start
lot
geeks
of
space
time.
to
I think
explore
probably at least
even
20 to
more
25 minutes
this epic
on
open
just
world.
Diablo shit.
But first, do you know what's great? Xbox
Oh,
Game Pass.
no, a lot
Yeah,
more.
take a look at this.
Fucking Xbox Game Pass. Lonely
Welcome
Mountain
to the gameplay
Snow
commentary
Riders.
of our new game, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
Hey, here we
which
go.
is the spiritual successor to Lonely Mountains Downhill.
I mean, you're
It's a
going
skiing
down a
game
slope,
in which
boy.
players need to find their
Ah,
way
yeah.
down the mountains in a wild and beautiful mountainscape.
Can I trip my player up?
Our most important new features
Oh,
are
it's
a
people.
real-time online multiplayer in which up to 8 players can play cooperatively or in a competition, as well as a new trick system that allows you to pull off awesome-looking flips, spins,
The
grabs,
fuck did I
or
just
super
do?
cool combinations of them all. We focused a lot of the development time on the controls and to make the feeling of carving down the slopes as smooth and fun as possible.
As soon as they said that, the thing
Skiing is all
glitched a
about
little
using
bit.
the terrain in your favor.
But it's just
You need to
interesting.
gain the maximum momentum to do the longest jumps and use the best shortcuts.
They just need like some extreme sports music with
On
this
top of
thing.
that,
That'd be cool as
you
hell.
can also do tricks, ride backwards.
Oh
or
yeah, there you go.
cross fingers and ice
Dude just broke his fucking ankle right there. I hope there's like
game
actual
features
music
4
going
different
on. This
game
feels
modes.
awkward without
The
the
online
music.
multiplayer racing mode is all about crossing the finish line first.
That makes sense.
While in the team mode, you and your team members have to ride and do tricks
You want
together,
Mario
ramp
Kart?
up
Well, we
the
got
heists,
Mario Kart at
and beat
home.
all the challenges.
We're fucking
You can
skiing,
also pick
boys.
each other up after a crash and place checkpoints as well.
Oh my god. Yo, look. They should just make it where you can start beating the shit out of each other with a baseball bat or something. It'd be funny as hell. Alright, now it's like a weird chain. I guess it's showcasing that he's in third right
In
now.
the solo mode, you have to beat challenges to unlock new mountains and trails.
Okay.
You can also try to reach the top of the leaderboards, or beat your own ghosts. This is the mode that will be most familiar to players of our previous game.
What is that game? Oh, well,
And
like
last
that
but
part
not
it
least,
reminded me
there's
of.
the
But
new Zen
anyways.
mode. Here, you can ride all trails without any kind of pressure and freely explore the mountains to find secret spots or just enjoy the beautiful landscape.
Well, that's cool,
Whether
I
you're
guess.
playing multi or single player, you will gain experience to level up your profile, unlock new ski types and trick poses, and a
Okay.
large variety of customization items. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
You know what? It was better than fucking Diablo Mobile, so I'll give you that right on. Fucking right on. PC Game Pass, brother. Diablo's actually on there? I didn't know that. Stalker 2. Oh my god, I forgot that Stalker 2 is gonna be on fucking Xbox. Is it really? Oh, I might have to try it out since it's gonna be right there in September. I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. Well, it's not gonna be in September. I forgot. It got delayed, I think, what, a month or two? So November, December-esque. Plus EA Plus, brother. Who wouldn't want to play some EA games? Alright, there we go. Discover your next favorite game. Well, alright.
The Xbox Game Pass hype is real, and right now it's easier than ever to join the party,
Bro looks like a
especially
douche.
if you play on PC. Why? Because PC Game Pass is designed for PC players. Get
Yo,
new games
PC
on
players,
day
bro.
one like Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 on October 25th.
Wait a minute, bro, listen to that
Play some of
last
the
2
biggest
seconds
games
of
of
the
the
clip
year
I
and
sent.
unlock
He is
partner
like,
benefits
oh.
from Riot Games and
Yeah, I
EA
can check
Play.
that out. Hold on.
And if you're not already a PC Game Pass member, join now and get your first month of PC
your
Game
first
Pass
month
for
free,
$1
brother.
or
Alright, hold up.
€1. This offer won't last long, so act now. But first, this post-apocalyptic horror action title is set against 64 kilometers of eerie, explorable area. It's also one of the most anticipated games of the year, and here to bring us back into the zone with some never-before-seen gameplay of Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, please welcome game director Eugene Grigorovich. Eugene, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting.
No, honestly, it is so exciting. We've got it on the booth here at Gamescom.
I told you it'd be like, oh. It's like, oh, I'm
so
ready for you to shut up.
Take us through
Told
what
you.
you've brought with us today.
All right, there we
how's
go.
your first Gamescom?
The previous was a year ago when we bring our demo, which was shown just on the PC.
Yeah.
And today we are bringing another demo, which will launch on Xbox Series X. And from our experience, it's looking very good. And we are happy for what we bring here and what we get the first impression from the players and the press. And for now, I'm happy from what they are telling us about the Xbox build.
Yeah, I got to have hands-on with it.
Talk about the Xbox build and then just cuts to PC.
What we're going to do is we're going to hop straight into the
that's funny.
into the gameplay that you're going to talk us through. So anyone watching who's excited to see
let's check it out.
Stalker 2 for the first time, if they haven't already, can see what they're going to be getting their hands on. So what are you are we going to bring the gameplay up so we've got it on our screens?
Oh yeah,
So,
thank you.
As we go, if you want to talk us through this gameplay, so we can know what we've got coming up.
Yeah. I'll take this part. So here the player is doing his first quest.
All right, first quest going
got
in.
a scanner, a device. Player at this point doesn't know a lot about how it works and what it's for.
He's like,
He
just press
gets an
buttons, you'll be
information
fine.
That it somehow recharge an artifacts that's put it inside it, and that
Oh, dude, that's kind
if
of weird, but
it
cool.
got successful, it's gonna bring a lot of let's say money.
Yeah.
Maybe something else. So at this point, player don't know what is the goal of the character, why he's doing it, and he's learning the story about your character also by doing this quest line.
Because this is actually the bit that they've got on the show floor here, isn't it? At the start of the game.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I had so much fun. I get what you mean as well when you're just trying to discover what exactly it does and the storyline sets that up. But what about the combat in the game?
Oh shit! Here we go.
Kind of see our first fight here.
It's gonna be weird, but interesting.
It's a group of bandits. They were resting just nearby in their camp and doing their cheeky-breaky stuff. And then they saw that something happened. A wall was
use that
destroyed.
stim pack, boy.
Huge noise. They just turned up, going to see what's happening, and found you, a player, and.
Poor dude, he's nervous.
It's
Game looks
well,
interesting
so
though. I know, right? I feel bad for him.
It was like the flashlight turning on and off, and like you can also like lean round corners, can't you, to kind of like engage fights from like a bit of cover.
Yeah, so it's very important in this game
Stim
to
pack, boy.
have a proper tactics. You should hide a lot. You should use your medkits.
That makes
You should
sense.
survive grenades because AI is very pushing and challenging.
Yeah.
They trying to.
I thought he said bullshit. Very bullshit. I think he might have said pushing. Kind of pushing and challenging.
It's a first fight. It's a very simple fight against 3 bandits, but as from what we can see, it's often lead you to several deaths.
It's very unforgiving.
Oh, it's got a
as well.
shotgun.
And
That's cool.
we just see
Got
as
the
well,
boom
I
stick.
found that it's like a big part of the game is
Got a
like
shotgun.
looting. So what kind of things should people be looking out for when they're looting?
Yeah, so the part of the game, so while we are fighting, we are losing our resources, consumables, food, ammo.
Delicious.
And after the
Look
fight
at that.
finished, we have to get through the
That's all he
dead
eats out of
bodies'
the whole
pockets
can?
to find some
Bruh.
ammunition, maybe loot their camp to restore
There we go.
what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
get that.
spent. Because without it, we just run out of ammo, and the player would be like stuck
Because that's the big thing I have. I am very trigger happy when it comes to first-person shooters. Like, I fire way more bullets than I should. And then I found
Probably
myself,
shouldn't do that with
I was
this
like,
one.
I need to go check every building that I can because I need more ammo. Like,
Average Call of Duty player.
What kind of advice would you say for players hopping into Stalker 2 to spend their time in the world?
So the reason why you should
Conserve it.
discover and look for some stashes in locations is not because you just want to find some items, but because it's interesting to discover this abandoned place where was some living some time ago, and there is some story behind it. And when you are just walking around and looking for the corners, and it's beautiful there, you can surprisingly find something stashed there, because it's a stalker stashes. They use some stashes for their next journeys, because they can bring like hundreds of thousands of kilograms. They have to make some stashes for there, and players sometimes find them, and it's often rewardable, and often it's very rewardable, because you can get a huge equipment boost by just going to some building you didn't expect to find anything there, but it could be there.
That's what I found. I found myself like an assault rifle when I just had a pistol to start with. I was like exploring buildings and found that. But the game also, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
this is loot, bro. Gotta find
start of a next fight.
Alright, let's see how it kind of works.
We have some
Granada
mechanics.
Yeah.
So it's not very as you used to have a stealth in the game. It doesn't offer you.
Fuck, I can't even see that dude. I know, right?
Enemies.
Okay, I see that one.
They will see you and shoot you, but at
Jesus.
least it allows you to get slightly closer, to find better position to start the fight, and or maybe
you gotta be careful, dude. He's had to use stim packs quite a bit. You can die easily.
It will be easier for you, and then the fight is pretty challenging.
Yeah.
And you have to watch your hit points and your
no
state,
joke.
You can be,
That's actually insane.
You have to use a bandage to stop this bleeding, because it's.
But he's got like 9 packs, like stim packs.
And you're gonna lose a lot of hit points if you not stop and use the bandages.
Yeah, because you have multiple ways of healing, don't you? You've got like the bandages to stop the bleeding, but there's like different types of med kits that you can find as well.
You can have a regular med kits, medical med kits, and an army med kit.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
And they provide additional boosts, but mostly it's restoring the hit points. But also, if you are not in the fight and you just need to recover a small portion of health, you can just eat, and it will also bring you a small portion of hit points.
See, that's what I loved as well. I found like there's so much resource management that you have to like pay attention to in Stalker, which really gives you a different challenge. So it's like you said, if you don't eat, you're going to perform worse in gunfights.
That's weird,
so
but
you have to
interesting.
Watch about your state, just like you're watching about yourself. So we
I can't say too much games like that, Resident Evil, but Evil Within, I used to try to kill every enemy until I realized that it's unnecessary and not the point of the game. Yeah! Yeah! I learned that in Resident Evil 7 for me, dude. I know that feeling. RE7 was the one that got me with that shit.
In the game, as in life, because you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to
my character's gonna have fucking insomnia problems. Like I'm not sleeping, be paranoid. You start seeing fucking visions of shit.
Like, it's one of those things. I'd recommend it to anyone if you haven't had the chance to play the original Stalker as well, because when I got to play here, you just think and approach gunfights so differently, because there is that like risk element.
Look at the food he's eating. Like 2 things of that food. I've been eating a lot more than that.
I was jumping out of my skin because there was like a camouflaged opponent that I came across in the demo here at Gamescom. And like, can you tell us a little bit more about the enemies that we're going to face?
Yeah, so the zone is inhabited by different factions. There are factions that came from the first Stalker trilogy, and there are new factions, and they have a story behind them of how they appear, what is their goals, and for the player, it would be interesting to uncover and discover these stories. And it's important to mention that from one walkthrough, the player.
Hey, Nelson, welcome to the live stream.
Yeah. So you had
doing great, dude. I hope you're doing pretty good.
All these pieces together, or you could discuss.
My day
it with
just
your
started,
friend,
and it's
you
going
could
pretty
choose some
alright.
other
We're
path,
getting some
and
stalker
you can share,
gameplay now, which looks
the
really cool.
information about what you see to each other, and you uncover, oh, I didn't expect that it would happen like
You
this.
eat one spoonful,
So
then you drop it over to the next player. It's lore.
For
Bro.
me, I find it should be interesting for people
Kitty's
to discuss
doing good, by the way.
their experience with each other.
Yeah, we also saw just beforehand, right, we can actually see the scanner going on right now. Can you talk us through this?
It's echo scanner. It's a simple scanner. You just beep, and the faster it beeps, the nearer is an artifact.
We got some
You can
slugs.
collect an artifact just by using scanner.
Oh,
And,
an artifact is a slug. Thanks, man. Oh, Jesus, what
at
the
this
fuck?
point, player faces
Oh, that's creepy.
Bloodsucker. It's a canonical enemy in Stalker series.
Okay.
He has an ability to become invisible for player.
Yeah, I see that. That fucking
we
freaked
found
me
that
out.
From the feedback of the players and from what we see, that he's doing quite challenging thing for the players, and but also it's very rewarding because when you start playing the game and you start facing some challenge for the first time,
This
you
dude's
may
like
die,
fucking going
and you
insane
die
trying to find this dude. There he is.
faster and after.
It freaked me
becomes
out too. I'll be like,
easier
oh
for
shit.
you, and at some point you become master of the game. And everything is easy for you, but it takes time to learn the game.
This terrified me. Like, honestly, I was there going like, wait, at first I was like, what's attacking me? And I was
So
like,
he's
how
actually
do I
playing
counter
this.
And I was like,
I was about to say average Call of Duty player could feel the vibe when he did the drop. He's trying to do the drop shot. Did you see that? He's trying to do the drop shot turnaround.
You're fighting bandits, whether you're like
Oh man,
these sort of enemies,
it's like fucking zombies.
And then I was like looting everything. I became like a loot
Little loot
goblin,
whore.
where I was going into every building
Yo.
and just trying to find as many med
Oh, it's
kits so that
£5 and I was happy. Dude, that's awesome, by the way, at
And there
Nelson.
is also a lot of pieces of content just near the locations. This is not a main quest. It's often not a side quest. It's just some encounters.
I'm excited for
or
Call of Duty
narrative
6 or
little
Black Ops
stories
6.
to
The zombies
bring,
look pretty interesting though, for real.
You an experience of discovering this real location, real zone, and it's not a fake world. It's full of small pieces.
Yeah.
And for me, I find it very interesting to discover. Even if I know the game pretty much, still the world map is so huge. So even for me, going back to some locations make me feel, oh, I didn't expect to find
So it's
it
November
here.
20th
They
instead
bring,
of September.
Something
Okay.
here also. So for me, it's also like I feel the same wow effect when I discover something for me.
You really get rewarded for spending that time to look around the world and kind of try and find those caches, and it's going to pay dividends.
Yeah, it's one of the main goals in making this game is to bring as much freedom and allow player to be as he wants to be or she wants to be, to play the role they feel that works for them, and the player could like start being very rude and cruel, and they can act totally different in this game as like a player who wants to be on the friendly side. So there are a lot of freedom. It's rewarding.
That's interesting.
So
I wonder
even
how
being
in depth
cruel
it's going to
is
be if you
rewarding,
want to go into a more like chaotic
there is a balance.
chaos
Like, the
playthrough
game
versus
will
someone
also
that just
punish you
wants
for
to kind of do the
No,
stay by the
100%, and
rules
I think one
and
of the
be
main
the good
things
guy.
is for
I
everyone
wonder how
who's been
different it would
watching
be.
and wants to get their hands on the game, when are they going to be able to play?
It's November, so it's not so much time left. And for us, we are like every day counts. We are doing everything possible to bring as Polish gameplay as possible, and I hope you enjoy it.
Honestly,
It looks
from what
interesting.
I played at Gamescom, I can't wait to play it more. But thanks so much for stopping by. You can get Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl on November 20th. And of course, it launches day and date on Xbox Game Pass as well. But now to a new line of Xbox accessories, making a splash here at Gamescom. Take a look.
All right, let's check out the accessories, man. What the fuck was it? Oh, okay, I was about to say what the first one. Oh,
Video games.
let's see what's going on. Okay, when they meant accessories, they meant Never mind. I kind of feel bad about that.
Doesn't have access to a lot of things.
I thought when they meant accessories, I was thinking like the Wii U accessories. I guess they're talking about if you got like handicaps or anything, they actually have stuff. Okay, fair. I didn't know that.
Use the controller without using both hands.
I was thinking it was gonna be like the Wii accessories, man.
Joystick, I manipulate
You want the Wii golf club? I really thought that. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of hot out there, isn't it? It's not as hot over here right now, but it will start getting hot. It's only 10 a.m. and it's already about to be 70. So I wonder how hot it's fully gonna get. Let's see what else we got going on. Customize adaptive stick choppers, boy. Right.
Be yourself. Design it how you want. You're playing with your Xbox controller.
Yeah. Okay.
Right side, right side.
With the Xbox controller assist, when he needs help, when he gets stuck, I can at least hit the gas for him. Then he can control the rest. Having the joystick levels the playing field for him.
Your character, you can play.
At least you can actually enjoy the game now.
He enjoys winning.
For the low price of $100, your kid can play too. The Xbox adaptive joystick. Oh, custom butt plugs.
Big news for all gamers everywhere. We've got some new accessories designed to give gamers more ways to play. And here with all the details, please welcome Xbox Principal Designer Chris Kujawski and Senior Accessibility Product Manager Caitlin Jones. Welcome to Gamescom.
Thank you, Maxie. Yeah, thanks for having us.
How's Cologne treating you? All good?
I love
it
here. Yeah,
good.
Amazing.
First time in Gamescom. This is
Like
pretty
she
exciting.
actually cares.
Time.
It's like, oh wow, does everything treat you well in life? That's great. I really give a shit. I just gotta say this. This was on my calling card right now.
Stop there. So, what's new in the world of gaming and accessibility?
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. So, as you saw, we just announced our Xbox Adaptive Joystick. It's a wired controller that is designed to be a companion for our Xbox Adaptive Controller as well as other Xbox
Don't feel bad. At first, when they talked about accessories without looking at it, I really thought they meant like the Wii kind of like accessories. I was like, oh my god. And then I realized what it was. I was like, ah, fair. That's really nice.
That you can create with Xbox Design Labs. And these are really great, I think, especially for players who might have some difficulty using the thumbsticks on their controllers. They can choose from different shapes,
already are kind of
customize
awkward
the sizes,
sometimes,
the height, and the
so
width,
I can't blame
and
them.
attach them to their adaptive joystick as well as their Xbox Wireless or Elite Series 2 controller, and really customize the way that they interact and grip with those thumbsticks on those controllers to meet their unique needs. So overall, we're just really excited to continue to expand the ways that players can play the games that they want to play and also how they want to play. But it doesn't just stop with our Xbox accessibility offerings. We also have some really fantastic partners through our Design for Xbox program, including BioWave and 8bit2, who are also announcing some exciting accessibility news today.
And with everything in your line of work, the feedback from the community is crucial. And the gaming and disability community was also instrumental in feedback for creating the joystick. Can we hear more about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And certainly at Xbox, we are
I was half listening and thought it was just upgraded Joy-Cons, but yeah. No, you're good,
we
dude.
do not create accessible devices or features for the disability community, but rather we need to create them with the disability community. They are collaborators and they're the experts in their own experiences and needs. So from very early on with the adaptive joystick, we had our disability community be hands-on with early designs and functional prototypes, and I know Chris will share a little bit more about that on the hardware design side.
Right.
But even from a software perspective, you know, we really heard from our players that they wanted an affordable joystick for their adaptive controller, so they can easily find that and have that as a resource to them.
As long as it's not too
also
expensive, it would be nice.
Fit in seamlessly with their existing setups. So we knew it was important to create something that was highly customizable. You can remap all of the buttons on the joystick. You can create different profiles.
That's
you can connect it to your Xbox adaptive controller for a full adaptive setup. but you can also use it without your Xbox adaptive controller. You can plug it directly into your console or PC and use it alone, or employ Xbox controller assist to link
There's
it
gonna be
with
some
another
dude out there
controller
that's gonna
and
buy
kind
it
of
just
play
to
that
try
way.
to beat
So
Elden Ring
all
with
in
it.
all,
That's not.
the disability community's involvement is absolutely critical in everything that we do, and we're so grateful to have them as co-collaborators and designers in these processes.
So many options. So how did the community feedback inform the final design of the adaptive joystick?
Yeah, like Caitlin mentioned, we're always looking for that feedback, and for this device in particular, we actually visited a hospital in Seattle that uses gaming as therapy for some of their spinal injury patients. So what that means is we went
also
there
give
with a
people
box of
ideas for
prototypes.
making them third party. That is true
got
now.
feedback
So even if
on
it is quite
the grip
expensive,
size,
maybe there'll be
the
like a
shape,
third party
the
version that
number
you
of
could just get.
buttons, where the buttons were located. They liked some of the stuff, they didn't like some of the stuff, and that's exactly why we're there. One of the most important things that we took away from that meeting was the importance of having the controller be mountable. Lets you put it in a lot of different positions, hold it stable if you're not able to hold the controller in your hand. So we added this threaded insert here that's the same one you'd find on a camera tripod or actually on the adaptive controller as well. And so that really allows you to use non-hand body parts with the controller easily. So we took that feedback and then used it to iterate on the design.
Wow. And just curious, how does that process look like of creating? Do you 3D print prototypes? Do you mold?
Her nails bother me. Don't ask me
why.
why.
We do both of those things.
They look like they would be really
I like to
annoying to
start,
have.
Making
The
something
one with the
that goes in
the
your
white
hand by
shirt.
making it by my own hands.
Just
So
asking the
we'll take a
questions.
block of foam, carve that away. We'll take a 3D print, add
Alright,
clay to
I'm
it,
checking this all out.
and then sand it away. And I'm doing this in the design lab in the workshop in my garage.
Oh, wow.
And we're just really iterating constantly to
Wanna
get the
make
feel
different
right, to get the
prototypes on?
ergonomics
I mean, that
right,
makes sense.
the position of the buttons right. We usually start with a very primitive form and then add those details throughout the design process. One of the other things that's really important from my perspective as a designer, and this maybe sounds obvious, it's an Xbox controller. It should look like an Xbox controller. So many of the adaptive products that gamers have to use, they might look like hospital equipment or something you have to use rather than something you'd want to use.
Right.
Like Xbox makes cool products. We want our gamers to want to use the products, and so using the same form language, the same color, material, and finish really helps it feel like a part of the Xbox family, and that goes a long way in removing some of the stigma that's associated with using adaptive products, and that's a really important thing that I think design and Xbox brings to the table here.
Yeah, it looks very well next to the adaptive controller, traditional Xbox controller, so good job. Good job. One question. So I heard the rumor that the idea of the 3D printable topper files came from an internal hackathon event. Is that true?
That is true. Very similar to the Xbox adaptive controller years ago. The adaptive thumbstick toppers were born from a hackathon project. So hackathon is a week where Microsoft employees get to take a break from their day job and work on a passion project.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And this particular team was inspired by really the high cost of adaptive accessories and doing custom setups like that. So knowing that 3D printers are a lot more available for at home or as a service, they combine these two ideas to create a great range of products that offer gamers a lot more options to customize their setup just to exactly what they need.
And so much goes into the creation of these accessibility offerings, and especially what did the development for the 3D printable files for the adaptive thumbstick toppers look like? Who did you work with?
Yeah, very similar to the adaptive joystick and all of our other accessibility offerings. We, again, partner directly with the disability community, specifically a lot of hospitals and gaming accessibility charities that were doing a lot of 3D printing work. So we worked with them directly and kind of just asked, what are the most common shapes and designs that you all are creating or that you find work best
this
for
girl,
your players, and that's actually
she's
what
got like
informed
fingernail
the
polish,
final
making them
6
look all
shapes
kind of
that,
cutesy
we
for
have
herself,
available
right?
today. So
The other one's
very
just like,
direct
that's
working
just
with them and getting that
obsessive and
feedback.
obnoxious.
Something that we
It's
also
like-
learned though by working with them is that not everyone needs a full-on
man.
adaptive setup. sometimes just minor modifications to how you interact with your thumbstick can be the difference that allows someone to play longer, more comfortably. It can also be the difference whether you can play all together. So based on that, we did want to create something that was available, discoverable, and easily customizable for customers, because through working with our disability community, again, more and more learnings nonstop, always coming in. We did learn that, you know, not everyone has access to easily connect with these hospitals or these more tech-savvy maker communities or charities that are customizing these designs and printing them. And also, not everyone at home knows how to 3D model and customize their own shapes at home. So
that's
with
still
the
really
Xbox
cool.
Design Lab platform, it's
Admittedly
as simple
so.
as picking your shape, using sliders to adjust the height and the width of those shapes, and you're given a free 3D printable file that you can then take to a printer. If you have access to, you can use a 3D printing service, and it's as simple as customizing from there with no 3D modeling knowledge required.
I love that. But what I love more is that you not only support the community with creating accessories, you also support partners, third-party developers in bringing their designs to life. So can you share about a little bit more who you're partnering with?
Yes. And I will say I am just personally so grateful and excited that we do have so many Design for Xbox partners who are just really committed to making gaming for everyone. Some of the specific partners that we've been working with recently on the accessibility front are BioWave. So back in May, they announced their Proteus controller, which is a modular controller that allows you to really build your own unique setup that works best for you.
Get in a VR game.
And
That'd be awesome.
very
I know,
exciting
right?
today that controller is now available.
You make someone's dream fucking come true with that shit. And honestly, I can't play anybody.
Announcing and available today their Lite SC wireless controller. So all in all,
that looks
you know,
kind of quirky and cool. I'm sorry, that controller looks kind of quirky and cool. I like. I don't know why it's cool looking. Let's see. Damn, already started. I just woke up, bro. Don't feel bad. I missed the first like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. It's so ridiculous that they did it so fucking early, dude.
Yes,
it didn't help. I didn't go to sleep until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Today, you can see the Xbox Wire blog post. Or if you happen to be here at Gamescom,
it's
like
great
us,
to see
you can
though.
visit us in the Here to Help area.
So
in the
far,
Xbox consumer booth. You can get hands-on with any of the products.
Stalker
do some, live
was
demos.
probably the best thing. Stalker
And
2
if you're
was
here on
probably
Friday,
the best
you can see
thing
Caitlin in a,
that we've seen so far.
in the community area
They
as
talked
well.
a lot about Diablo and Diablo
Thank you
Mobile.
so much to both of you
And I know this is
coming,
more of
and also I wanna
talkative,
say
but
thank you
it's
so
really
much for
interesting to
making
see
our
all the
booth
different things that's
accessible
going
so
on
everybody
here.
feels welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Maxie.
I'm excited for
Coming
Metaphor.
up,
That
we'll
looks
get a
cool
look
as shit.
at the first expansion from Starfield.
Starfield!
What happens
Oh, I
when
think
you
they added the
disaster
car,
the
man.
point British
Fucking
countryside
Starfield.
converge in Atomfall. And Age of Mythology fans, stay tuned. We'll take a look at what you
It
can
looks like they
expect from the
finally gonna
latest
make
in the
some
series.
beats on that
But
device.
first,
Ayo!
it's time to explore AR-126
They were like explaining like
Revenge of the Savage Planet.
basically a really cool controller that could actually help out, like accessory wise that could actually help out in case you're like kind of handicapped or something or disabled. Radical dude! What? I just heard something about a grandma getting something down her throat.
We here at Alta
Yeah, I haven't missed much. Diablo talk for like 40 minutes, then a ski game followed by Stalker 2. Stalker 2 was the best. Ski game was weird. What the
You
fuck
spent
is
almost a
this?
century hurtling through the universe in cryosleep, ready to begin your work on this strange
And whatever
alien
this
planet.
is.
Unfortunately,
We got fucking
changing market
baboons.
conditions have led us to the
Is that
realization
baboons'
that
asses
space
on their
exploration is
faces?
far too costly
Is this
and
South Park?
unpredictable, and Alta has decided to cancel all future plans in space. I regret to inform you that you have therefore been made redundant.
What the
Your
hell?
final check has been sent.
Oh, that
Thank you
sounds
for your
about right.
service, and
Well,
we hope
redundant
you
in
eventually
need.
find a way home.
Useless.
Good luck.
Don't need it. What did Granny just say about her throat? I don't know. Something about down her throat. I wasn't prepared for that. What the fuck, crackhead? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. That was kind of cool. It's a little fucking movement, bro. All right, let's see what's going on here. Bro, this looks kind of cool. All right, let's go. Yeehaw, motherfucker, you're mine, bitch. Get sucked into a vortex. Okay. This is kind of interesting, not gonna lie. It's like a weird kind of platformer. Action adventure, just kind of platformer. Going around different areas of the world. Exploring it, seeing what the fuck's going on. Yeah, there's like different types of areas to go, dude. Look at this. I don't know much about this game, but it looks interesting. As long as it's not a shitty mobile game that will, you know, whatnot. It looks cool. Got monsters that you can go fight too. We're back from number 2. Single player, online co-op, and crossplay? What? No DRM? Okay, that's a lot. Revenge of the Savage Planet? This looks kind of cool, not even gonna lie. Kick him! Smack! That was a lot of claims. Coming sometime, somewhere in 2025. You know what? I'll give you that. It looked actually pretty interesting. Reminds me of No Man's Sky. I could actually see that. Like a weird, cutesy No Man's Sky.
From Revenge of the Savage Planet, please welcome producer Nomi Lecourier and creative director Alex Hutchinson. Thanks so much.
That was
for
a lot of
joining
claims.
us.
They better be able to live up to it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I think I've heard about this game, or at least Savage Planet.
Busy.
Yes.
It always is. There's so many games to play, so many things to see. But Alex, it's been a journey getting here, and not only to the sequel to fans, but also to evolve the game as a whole.
Yeah, this is a full-on sequel, so there's an actual first game. I need to check out the first game, damn.
For the entire games industry. So we originally began as a studio called Typhoon Studios. We made Journey to the Savage Planet. We were acquired by a large multinational. The pandemic happened. We updated the game, and on the day we shipped, that same multinational made us all redundant. So we found ourselves sitting around trying to figure out what to do. But luckily, we decided to reform. So we're a new studio, Raccoon Logic. And we've made this new game, Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Yeah, and Nomi, can you kind of talk about the world that we live in with Revenge of the Savage Planet? Have we got the gameplay that we can...
Not the great value radioactive looking mushroom looking like crackhead version of Toad from Super Mario.
So obviously some of the big changes are that we've switched to third person in this one. It's still you know, a game about exploring the world, interrogating everything that you see. It's filled with wonderful, wacky, weird creatures. It's a 4 planets now instead of 1 planet. So there's lots more
cute
to do.
Look at a crackhead raccoon.
Yes, so basically, survey, scan
Jesus Christ, the eyes. Bug-eyed motherfucker.
Here, as you explore the world, you're going to discover rewards, things to collect as well. The rewards are blocked by encounters with alien creatures, as well as puzzles and navigation challenges. So lots of fun here.
Yeah.
It looks
water
so
sprayer,
cute.
bruh.
Like even the trailer, beforehand, it's like all the creatures.
The underwater
is,
looks
like,
interesting.
adorable.
I'll
And
say
you know
that
it's a
much.
sequel when you're swimming.
Yeah, there you go.
Every single time.
Every
You've got
time.
to add water in.
Every fucking time,
go
dude.
in, no water.
Exactly.
Same type thing. But Alex, there's obviously a ton of creativity by the team to produce an incredible world, but perhaps players' take on its obstacles can be equally as creative. So in the world, like how are players going to approach the obstacles that they face?
Yeah, so we've taken a really systemic approach to open world design. So it's still a Metroidvania. You're still being blocked by different obstacles. You need to go back to your habitat and upgrade your tools to get through them. But what we wanted to do was have a Metroidvania where there's a single lock, but multiple keys. So you see different types of objects. Say if it's a cracked wall that you need to blow up. You could do it with a grenade. You could find a creature that explodes. Anything that generates an explosion will get you through. And so hopefully, as you see in this video, there's a little bit more systemic chaos than most games of its type.
Yeah, I'm starting to see. Jesus Christ!
Kind of like solve the problem.
Exactly.
So getting an explosion gonna nuke everybody. It look like
you're gonna get those different experiences.
Exactly.
Another way
eyeballs laying
can
everywhere.
make
What
their
the
game
hell?
their own is through customization. You know what I mean? Can you talk us through customization?
Yes, absolutely. So we've added tons of new outfits in the game. You can mix and match between the different outfits. So whether it's the helmet, the boots, or the gloves, all the outfits are inspired by
also
sci-fi
having more
themes,
customization
like
items.
Star Trek.
Hell
Here
yeah.
we can see some of the suits
Give me the
here,
lab
as well
coat,
as like
I'll take
Power
it.
Rangers. So
If you put on the red shirt, you get killed immediately in the game, but you reprint.
What have you got wrong with the red shirt?
It's just a trope. It's just a trope.
It's just a fucking
you
trope,
also
apparently.
have a habitat where you will find all the main modules, like
Yeah, I
see
saw
here,
that
the
Power
PC
Ranger helmet.
that you will use throughout the game. But there's also another section that you can fully customize with lots of things. So as you explore the world, you will find Alta crate containing Alta bucks you can spend in the Alta store.
They got a weird walk with that guy. It looks like he's got something up his ass, like he's got to take a dookie. He's trying to make it to that toilet.
So I hope players have a lot of fun with that.
That's the only thing I can say that's weird about the game.
Just lots of stuff from Gamescom will kind of like come with me. By the end of it, I'll have plushies for days. But co-op is such a big part of the game as well. Can you kind of talk us through that, Alex?
Yeah, so a lot of the team members have worked on different two-player co-op games, whether it was Army of Two or Far Cry 4. We've had a lot of success with it. We think it's an intimate way to play with your best friend, your partner, your kid. And this time we've made sure you can do it in any way you can imagine. So there's not only
being able to split screen literally in 2024 is like a luxury item at this point in time. It's a rarity. It barely happens if ever. So that's cool.
My brother, like every single game that we get our hands on to do split screen, that was always the way I went and played.
Perfect.
Yeah, also, it's so good you've been able to return to this franchise and bring tons to the fans. This game looks so fun, it feels like fun, and went into Croatia. Alex, can you tell us what you think the magic is for this game and what makes fans love it so much?
I think it's humor. You know, you see a lot of games that are very gray, very brown, very serious, and we wanted to get back to a world that was fun, that was upbeat, that was optimistic. We like the idea of exploring space because it's fun, and you're going to find something exciting. You're not going to find Matt Damon on the moon, you know, eating poop mushrooms or Mars. So, like, hopefully people see that the humor in this is in the gameplay as well as the script, you know?
Bro,
the joke
you ain't lying about
that. You know, I can write a one-liner that's funny once, but slapping your best friend to their death off a cliff is funny forever.
Yeah, you can just kick him off in as many creative ways as possible. Like just trying to get through that cracked wall. But also, really importantly, when a player is going to be able to get their hands on the game.
So it's going to come out sometime next year, 2025. For more info, you can go on the website.
It's like, nice try, but
Game.
it's only 2025 for right now.
Still right now.
Please wish list.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't wait to come and have a go with it as well. So thank you so much for joining us as well. And have you got any final words as well that you want to share with fans?
Starfield better.
No, we just please wish list on whatever platform you like, and we'll show you some more gameplay soon.
No, honestly, thank you so much. But coming up, we've taken
the walk animation's weird, and at least the frame rate was a little weird there. I don't know if it was just their like capturing the video. So that was like the only thing.
And the power of words. This is Dustborn.
Dustborn.
We need to stick together. We need to be a crew.
We're on the run from people with space guns built into their
arms. What the fuck? No, I'm good.
Dustborn isn't about making the big and immediate choices. It's about the little things that add up over time. The words spoken that affect relationships and moods. The decisions that stick with you and play out when you least expect them to. The actions that push your relationships in new directions.
I guess this explains why you're suddenly so eager to chase after the robots.
Oh, keeping secrets again, huh?
Definitely does. This is an SBI game.
It's about making tough choices. About how to deal with people in your crew. How to manage them and pull them together to do the job. And to make the compromises necessary to reach the end of the road and your own personal goals.
We'll be taking a different route north. Through Liberty, Oregon.
Might be too funny or still in production. I can see the walking animation being off for comedic effect. That is actually true. I didn't think about it that way.
Issue starting with a new cover displaying what you're about to experience, and each of them ending with a comic splash screen. These pages present key choices made in the previous issue that could have an impact later on. Whether a dialogue line or event plays out because of a choice made by the player, an icon will appear in the top right corner of the screen,
SBI
allowing you to really get a sense of what could have gone differently.
Life is Strange vibe with this crap.
What the hell, Pax?
What now?
Drive. In the comic splash, you'll have access to more data, such as global stats about how many other players received this particular consequence, allowing you to gauge how popular this choice was.
Okay.
Some choices lead to crew mood change,
the voice acting is still
which can have an impact on your relationship
voice acting
with them,
and the music that he used in the background is just like, oof.
Are you just gonna hover?
We didn't finish our chat?
No, we were finished.
I'm worried about you, and I had more to say.
I'm sure, but I was done.
Every key crew member in the story receives one of 3 endings, or codas, based on choices made and actions taken.
As long as there's a lot of depth, then we'll be good, but it probably doesn't have depth.
Illustrated by a comic book style splash screen, along with unique dialogues.
Bro, they really did get Google Speech to talk to this shit, dude.
The player can at any time
feels
access
that way.
the character codex to see which coda is the current
She's
favorite.
just got... okay.
The crew respects you.
Jesus.
When you're unhappy, they feel it. Now keep that in mind.
Whenever a dialogue choice or action affects a coda,
cuts.
the screen will display a coda emoji, along with an animation that tells the player how important this choice was.
We can see
It'll
that.
be up to you to decide how the road trip goes and how your relationships will evolve. Will Noam break away from their on-again, off-again relationship with Pax, or embrace it? Will Theo loosen up with the crew? Or
They even call the character Pax like Max, bro. SBI fucking... we call it Life is Strange.
In Dustborn. Available now.
What's the name of your band?
We're the Dustborn.
God, even that sounded cringy. We're the Dustborn. Oh, yeah.
There is a dream.
It sounded like they were about to make a song out of the fact that it's called Dustborn. What is this, man? There are no Hex Girls. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Need the Hex Girls from goddamn Scooby-Doo. What is this? This looks interesting. Way better than Dustborn. And when you hear Dustborn, you hear like something interesting. That shit was garbage.
Which I struggled to build.
Fable? Maybe?
Is now slowly.
Nah, I want to be Fable. Give me Fable vibes, though.
The land caught in a perpetual autumn.
Looks weird, dude. I don't know.
Yields to decay.
Okay, here we go. They actually got gameplay a little bit.
Remains ensnared deep within the horns of the south.
I don't know why I kind of like this
shield,
one.
now weakened and cracked by time, fails to protect my people.
I don't know about the gameplay like the first-person gameplay, but hey.
Oh, Jesus. Those most loyal.
Compared to Dustborn, yeah, this is way better looking.
I am left paralyzed, powerless.
Jeez.
Not more than a weakness.
That magic, though.
My people, my legacy, everything is collapsing. They hailed me as the once and future king. Only now do I understand the horror of that title.
Huh. Tainted Grail. The Fallen of Avalon. Looks really cool. Coming quarter 2 of 2025. That good old mid 2025.
It's one of my favorite massive open world space adventures, and it's just got
She
its
looks a
first
little bit
ever
cracked.
expansion coming up here with
She
more
looks like
Starfield
she drinks a little bit
Shattered
too much
Space.
fucking
Please
coffee or
welcome
some shit,
lead
man.
creative
Jesus
producer
Christ.
Tim Lamb. Hi Tim, how are you?
We got Golfer Boy with Oh, it's Starfield time. This is where we finally get the car, man. Even though Todd Howard's like, nah, man, you don't need no car.
A very
Bro,
vibey
get the fuck
trailer
outta here.
about some vehicles. Could you
It
tell
really
us a bit
feels
more
like
about
all
that?
the talking points of
I can.
2000
So,
games.
we released
Multiple
the
endings,
update.
choices that
Super
matter,
excited.
dialogue
The
that affects how
team
people
is so
will
happy
like you. You're not
to have
lying.
this-
That looked interesting. Yeah,
this
actually
new
did kind of
element
look
that
quite
adds to
interesting.
planet
Not gonna lie.
exploration in the game.
Stairfield.
We have these
Not go
dynamic
Stairfield.
worlds with, dense terrain,
Let me check
lots of
something real
very
quick.
interesting obstacles, and now those worlds are our playground to drive around on.
Heck yeah.
We have a lot of in navigating that we
Tweak's
have
wife.
vertical
Bro, he
boost,
really
forward
did
boost, we
fucking
have a
tweak over
weapon
there.
on there. It's like a lot of
Jesus
different
Christ.
minute to minute, just like fantastic gameplay
Getting
opportunities.
that good old
to play.
Tweak's fucking
Super
brew.
exciting, and Vasco looked like he was having a good time as well in the back there.
Look at your
Love that,
vehicle,
love
man.
that. Now
Holy
let's talk a wee
shit.
bit about the story in Shattered Space. It's very dark and mysterious. Could you tell me and everyone watching a little bit more about the story?
Yes, so I think there's a hopeful optimism in the giant sprawling adventure of Starfield. You go to a lot of different locations, you meet a lot of different types of people, the cast of
Yeah,
characters
which
there.
is usually
And Shattered Space,
nothing
that
there.
shown that mood. We were able to sort of distill it down and focus it into.
You'll be running from point A to fucking point B with fast traveling point A to point B.
That new
okay.
house for room, the people there.
I don't know about the DLC. It better be way more interesting than the base game because Jesus Christ, the base game is so fucking boring.
Yeah, they sounded a bit intriguing, shall
Buggy,
we say, in the footage that we saw
fucking
last
boring
night.
game.
So, can you tell us a wee bit more about the House of Varun and kind of who will be coming across?
So, I don't want to, no spoilers.
Sure.
You encounter a derelict star station, and this starts you on your adventure to meeting the Varun. You end up in their home world, Varun Kai, in the city of Dazra. There's been a catastrophic event. You deal with the minor houses of the faction of House Varun to sort of uncover the mystery of what happened, and then, resolve it as you do as a player.
Nice.
There's lots of choices in there for you.
Nice.
I'm very interested to find out what that story kind of leads us on to as well. Very good. Along with that story that we've been chatting about, there are some new game features as well as a huge new planet that we can explore. Could you tell us a bit more about those two?
So
welcome back at Nelson.
We focused. All of our effort has really been focused on the area around the city. So I think the beauty of it is that there's exploration, that you can find nooks and crannies in the game or little secret discoveries or locations you feel like I know I'm coming back here. So there's like an excitement there. Yeah, so it's that. I'm so excited about it.
Oh, so excited as well. I mean, even in the trailer, we saw kind of a very summery, beachy vibe cruising around on our Rev 8 too. Have you taken it for a spin?
I have. No, I do. And I think Shattered Space is like a fantastic playground for it. Now, you can take the Rev 8 to any planet.
Yeah.
You can take it into Varun Kai, Varun's homeworld, and drive it there as well. But like we support. I think that's one of the great things about our games is we always
spend a lot of time on
any
fucking
type of play
Diablo.
style. So it's like you can play with it, you can play with
Sorry,
that.
I was just looking at it real quick.
You cannot take it there.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll definitely be taking it for a spin as well when Shattered Space releases.
I ain't taking a spin at this. I can be honest. Fuck that.
To us about for Starfield Shattered Space coming out. Anything we can look forward to?
You can. I think you can look forward to an interesting story, a handcrafted world, new weapons, new gear, new items that sort of alter the way you might think about Starfield.
Amazing. Well, Tim, I cannot wait to play it as well. And everyone watching at home as well, be sure to check out Starfield Shattered Space, launching September 30th with Xbox Game Pass. Thanks again for chatting with us. Now, next up, we're exploring, scavenging, and hopefully surviving the harsh world of Atomfall. But first, let's build a dungeon.
Well, at least we're going to be able to see that, right? Well, this kind of looks cool-ish. Well, it's not a dungeon. What the fuck? I think they missed the fucking memo. It looked like a dungeon, bro. Yeah, I think it's this one that I was looking for. I think I put the wrong thumbnail. I think that one would be better. Hopefully, anyways. The fuck? I just hear party balloons popping off. It's like, ayo, not my birthday yet, bro. Not my birthday. Oh, that's the correct one. I can't tell from the angle. Hold up. Ah, shit. I put the wrong one. Fucking hell. That's day 3. That should be the correct one. I love the music though. The music is really sick. I'm not gonna lie about that. What is this game? Actually, I don't know. I like the music though. The music's actually pretty low-key cool. Sorry, I wasn't focused right then on the chat in the game. I was trying to make sure that we actually had this properly like I needed it. Let's build a dungeon. Game dev simulator. That's actually interesting. Might have to go back and look at it a little bit more.
I'm James, the designer of Let's Build a Dungeon, a game development simulator that's coming to PC and Xbox next year. We previously brought our game Let's Build a Zoo to Xbox Game Pass, so it's exciting to be back here sharing news of our next game.
Oh yeah, I
Today, we want to share a closer look at our multi-layered management sim, and also reveals some brand new features that we've never talked about before.
Well, that's interesting.
Let's Build a Dungeon is designed to simulate every aspect of running a game studio, and that starts with designing something your virtual players will love.
Right.
You get to decide which quests to put in the world, and whether you want to focus on a traditional RPG built around magic and combat, or something more cozy like fishing or running.
Oh yeah, I think so as well. Like
if
13,
you want even more control,
you mess with the quest and shit.
We have an exclusive new mode to share with you. Creative mode is our sandbox, but it's a sandbox quite unlike any other. Not only do you have access to literally thousands of assets, buildings, and characters, in Let's Build a Dungeon,
it's reminding me a little bit of the RPG makers. That's what it's reminding me of.
We are developing a series of easy-to-use tools that lets you create
but a lot easier it looks like compared to RPG Maker. RPG Maker is really cool, but this looks interesting because it seems like it would be a little bit easier to get into.
Adjust anything from attack probabilities to spawn rates and weapons.
How long officially at announcement?
Have a tool that lets you draw your own
how long officially at announcement? It's been like an hour and 30, 40 minutes, and I think there's supposed to be 2 hours of stuff, so I think we got like another
games made by
15 minutes-ish, maybe?
Available for download,
15 to 20,
along with some titles made by developers like us here at Spring Loaded. Adding these tools felt like the natural extension of our game development simulator. Why stop at building the most detailed game dev sim ever created, when we can add elements of a game engine?
Oh dude, that's cool. Look at the fucking lighting that you can actually do with it.
Hopefully, this short overview has given you an idea of what to expect from Let's Build a Dungeon when it ships next year.
As long as you make it turn-based combat, that'd be cool. And then, like, you could actually, like, get, you know, people that, like, some of the ones that they created, some shit off of it, like, offline.
Nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors.
I wonder what this is.
Scientific progress waits for no one.
Wind scale. Everything changed when that bloody atom plant went up in flames.
Citizens of Wind.
Got it? Okay.
There has been an increase in bandit activity outside the village walls.
This looks weird.
Temporary quarantine, they said? It's been bloody years.
That voice, though.
They're hiding something from us. Something terrible.
Okay. What the hell?
My name's Molly. You got out to trade?
I had a metal detector, bro. So is this supposed to be kind of like a horror-esque?
Please be careful. It's more dangerous than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, that's freaky. Looks like it's got some potential. What the hell? Atom Fall. I don't think we've heard of this one before. It don't sound familiar. It's coming in March of 2025. Game-based Xbox
It's mystery
PC.
mixed with folk horror weirdness, all set in a not-so-idyllic post-war British countryside, and believe it or not, it's based on a true story. Really? Well, here with more on Atomfall, please welcome Creative Director for Rebellion.
Oh, it's semi-based on some type of story.
Welcome to Germany.
Thank you.
First time here, or?
Been here for Gamescom before.
Yeah. But not with a game quite like this, right?
No, let's talk about that, Ben. Actually, you're right, Henry, because this is a huge departure from Rebellion's most famous series, let's call it, Sniper Elite. Can you tell us about this sudden change of pace here?
Sure. I mean, it's similar and it's different in different aspects of the game. So we always value sandbox exploration and giving the player lots of freedom in their objectives. But at the same time, this is a survival action game with some sort of RPG-ish elements. There's skills, there's crafting. The story of the game unfolds as you explore. It's kind of a mystery game, so tonally quite different to Sniper Elite.
Okay. I love the exploration side of it. I mean, from what we just saw in the quick trailer, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in that one.
That you're sticking to. There's a lot to unpack, so maybe as we're checking out some gameplay that you brought along that we can experience, we can jump into some of the influences that have made it into this title.
I would like to definitely see a little bit more gameplay instead of just the overall trailer.
So let's check out some of this gameplay as well.
Yeah, let's check it out. Telephone rings.
Start off with a post box.
Yeah.
Where else?
I mean, it's on your T-shirt as well.
Yeah.
It must be quite a core feature of Atomfall, I assume.
It is actually.
Probably a way to save or fast travel or some
As you
shit.
explore the world of Atomfall, You're uncovering a mystery. You're discovering what's happened in this post-apocalyptic quarantine zone in 1950s north of England. Different characters will ask you to do things for them, and they might help in return. And one of the characters that you can interact with is this mystery phone voice. You don't know who they are, you don't know what they want, and you have to choose which characters you trust and don't trust in your exploration.
Kind of like Bosley, Charlie's Angels vibes coming through the phone.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. That's cool. You know, speaking about the story, and Henry, you mentioned
I thought his name was Nut
Buckshaw.
I thought his name really was Nut Buckshaw. It's Nat Buckshaw. Oh my god, I don't know why I thought that.
The first major nuclear disaster in the world was in Gamescom in Sellafield, so 1957. We wanted to use that as a jumping off point for the story. So Jason Kingsley, one of the owners and founders of Rebellion, observed that there are lots of games that are kind of like post-atom storytelling, like post-atomic disaster storytelling, but none set around this first disaster that's happened in the world. So we took that as a starting point and then thought, what's a Rebellion kind of interpretation of that kind of event? So, like I say, we value that kind of sandbox exploration and player freedom, and then combine that with the sort of unique Britishness, and that led to the environment that we've got in the game. So it's kind of an alternate history story, and it's a mystery that you uncover what's happened. And as part of the process of building that game world, we looked back at 1950s storytelling. So references like the Quatermass series, which is one of the very earliest sci-fi serials, or like early Doctor Who, and things like that. So like UK TV Gold kind of cultural reference points that even if people don't know the reference itself,
Sorry,
they know the
sorry, fucking bird. That bird was on crack though. Jesus Christ, he was flapping
and
still.
at the time,
Jesus.
there wasn't a clear distinction between like folk horror and sci-fi and those kind of stories. So it's a blend, it's a natural blend in the storytelling style of the 50s.
Just smacking them with a paddle.
You had to chuck some cricket bats in there for good measure. I mean, the combats are pretty crunchy, right? I mean,
looks
this
interesting.
is, like you say, a bit of a departure from Sniper.
So that's all he had on him was the cricket bat?
Range, but in here we're getting right up. Even the fact that it's first-person camera as well, like, these are conscious decisions you've made. So why did it feel right for Atomfall to treat it that way?
So in the case of Sniper Elite, you are an elite trained sniper. You know, Carl Fairbairn's like a human sniper rifle, right? He knows exactly how to fire a shot, miles to take out that one guy. This is a different character in a different situation. We wanted it to be a mystery, so there are no signifiers of
that is kind of interesting.
For the player character,
they wanted to make a first-person shooter game. Well, not a first-person shooter game, but like a first-person game. And he's like, "Oh yeah, here. Don't worry, we got reasons. There's lore for that."
You're desperately
we embedded the lore
attempting to survive. There's not much ammo around. The guns are all rusty because everyone's been trapped in this quarantine zone for 5 years. You're mixing melee and ranged combat. You can throw your melee weapons. You can kick people to make them stagger back. We wanted you to be constantly, desperately mixing options and scavenging desperately for resources. So there's a real kind of tension as you play, which is very tonally different to Carl, who's calm and controlled and reads an entire situation before he decides what to do.
I think we can definitely get on board with the pub crawl element.
My entire playthrough is like it's a scene from Kingsman basically, and it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel great.
Talking about Kyle and that he's an iconic character. What about the characters in Atomfall? Our player character isn't maybe so much of the focus, but are there other people that we're going to meet that are going to be key?
Yeah. So.
They're like, "Oh, crap, you make some
have the right answer that doesn't spoil too many things." But as you explore the game world, different characters will ask you to help uncover the mystery of what happened in the Windscale plant, and maybe ask you to do something when you get there. And
we should be able to actually hold. It looked like you could hold like 2 melee weapons right there,
so
and then like you still got your rifle and shit that you can kind of pull. That's what it looked like for a second there, the way that they showcased it.
Whether you believe the same things as they do. So it's all murky shades of grey. There's no good guys and bad guys, and it's all completely open to the player.
Just in the
so
gray area.
You could theoretically kill every character in the game, and there's still a way to finish the game. You could theoretically play through and kill no one, and there's other routes available to you. So we really pushed hard into giving the player lots of options and lots of rewards for observing and choosing what to do. So there's lots of tropish characters, lots of kind of characters that fit this world of being.
I would have shot the dude.
North of
Especially
England,
since I got
and also
shot
being
back. You saw that, right?
1960s culturally.
Boom. There you go.
I like that.
Damn.
I mean, as a fellow Scot, Ben, really quick, are there any maybe Scottish people in there that we can look forward to meeting? I'm sorry.
Spoilers, yeah. But what we have done is we've taken like 1950s sci-fi, 1950, or like old-fashioned.
Hit the guy with the Molotov right there.
Characters.
Oh, nice though.
Cold War scientist trope characters, and you'll meet those kinds of people as you explore through the game, and then still decide whether you trust them or not.
Okay. So we got pub rules, we got crazy characters. They're all living in this open world that we're experiencing. Can you tell us more about that? I mean, how did you construct it? How big is it as well?
I can't blame you with the way that his voice is. It would be interesting to hear him say the fuck you're talking about.
Deeply packed kind of sandbox maps. So the way that we've structured Atomfall is a series of like 5 or 6, depending on how you count, sandbox maps like the one you
His
can
voice
see right now.
really does remind me of
between them at any time.
RP to Total Biscuit, but fucking Total Biscuit, man.
And then there's loads of interiors.
Missing Total Biscuit.
Like large-scale, story-driven locations that you might uncover, as well as bunkers that are full of loot that you might find. What we wanted to do is really lean into that densely packed kind of puzzle box. So I've spent all day watching people play the game, and no 2 playthroughs have been the same. People can approach it all very, very differently, get different experiences.
I wonder if there's going to be
as
different tools
the game,
you're
you'll
going to be
find
able to use.
leads as
Got
well.
like a
So we
metal
don't have a
detector.
kind of quest system. We've got leads that you piece together, clues that help you understand what's happening. So we built this puzzle box, this sandbox of interconnected options for the player, and then we just let them go for it. They
That's
might
how that
find
works.
a difficult, dangerous place and die, but we
When you're using a metal detector, go outside, find a beep beep beep, and then just start slapping your hand on the ground. You'll be able to find it.
We're great at solving them together, to be fair.
Just glaze the ground with your hand. You'll be able to find whatever it may be. Don't worry.
Leads that players can follow.
And
Tell us a bit
container
about how
with
they're equipped
loot
to
will
do
come
so.
out.
You just saw like
I like
literally
that.
pulling out a metal detector and taking part in that great British tradition of finding some old coins or whatever it could be. But
that wasn't a small coin. That was like a lunchbox. You might as well say that they found.
Hidden in a box
Jesus
under the ground
Christ.
somewhere. They've a bit of storytelling around it to draw the player in and make them try and understand how it fits to the game world. But there's also characters that you might find in the world. There's friendly characters that you can barter with, and they might sell you or trade something with you which has a lead in it. Or if you do some trade with them, they might get friendly to you and give you a lead. You can also have conversations with characters, and if you choose the right choices, you might get some more information from them. The way that we've approached those is the same kind of high-stakes player freedom. So you can get the conversation wrong, right? You're not working your way down a list of conversation topics until they grey out and then moving on to the next one. It works more like a real conversation. So if you judge their personality wrong and say the wrong thing, they might shut down and stop talking to you, and you've pruned a chain of leads that you might otherwise have found something interesting in the game world. So you're always having these influences and layers that you may even not notice are there.
That sounds so smart. I can't wait to dive into that as well. That's so cool.
You know, the girl's never probably going to get in the game.
Crafting elements in
So
that
yeah,
as
I can't
well.
wait.
And also,
Yeah.
metal detectors, scavenging. Can you tell us what that kind of looks like in Atomfall?
Sure. So the player's desperately trying to survive and finding materials to help them survive. So even if they find a gun, there might be 3 bullets for the gun. So
yeah, the other weapon's only got 1 bullet. That one's got 3.
Craft things to help
at least you got a little bit more.
In combats with
Got
Molotov
8.
cocktails
You're fine.
and makeshift grenades and things like that. So you find yourself trapped into a corner, and you can make these resources that help you survive. Like I say, we're trying to make sure that we find this sweet spot where you feel kind of desperate as you're trying to survive. We want you to use everything that you find. We've made sure your backpack capacity is quite limited as well, so you're really pushed to make these difficult choices and decide even whether you want to engage in a fight or not, whether you want to avoid it entirely. You want to choose the right moment and try and take
cave.
out 5
Don't worry,
guys with
nothing
the
bad will
Molotov.
happen
It's
in
all
there.
really, really high
Warning
stakes.
sign, don't
but it
worry.
makes very
Just go in.
rewarding when you manage to pull something off.
It looks like our player right now is making a horrible decision by going into a restricted area. Already seen a ribcage. I mean,
yeah. I mean, so
this is going to go great.
Like I mentioned earlier, if you're
Bunker
heading into somewhere
L6.
difficult or dangerous or scary, we make sure and signpost it. So if you go into a place like that and then you die, you go, oh, I should have guessed. There was a skeleton outside.
Yeah, that one's on me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To be fair, I'm very good at ignoring red flags, so we'll see about that.
And in terms of the player's progression then, so you're making all these decisions, you're making friends with everybody, you're crafting your gear. What about skills, anything like that in the game?
Sure. So there's a range of skills that help reinforce the player's ability to survive in this dangerous world. So there's a chain of skills that are for melee combat, ranged combat. There's sort of durability skills that mean you can take more damage and survive in dangerous areas. And then also abilities that help your overall survival, like disarming traps and things like that. So really we wanted to keep it grounded so that there's always that sense of threat and pressure, but we wanted to give you some advantages. So you might learn a skill that lets you throw a melee weapon, and if it's bladed, it'll stick in targets and things like that.
Sorry about that.
Just to help give you that edge over the course of the game. As you can see in this location here, they're in a kind of dark and then scary interior. So we've got
it's a feral.
But then there's also a kind of game world progression where they're uncovering a mystery. So quite literally, they have to push deep into the world and into the underground of the world to find these dark and scary places. We try and keep it tense the entire way through the game.
I was going to say, because there is the sci-fi element, but there's a bit of horror vibes I'm getting too. Like
the horror vibes is really cool.
With us competing with people maybe on a top level, and now we've got into this bunker, there must be some monsters of some kind.
Yeah, we just
survival on top or on the bottom.
Yeah.
Whenever you go into the bunkers,
mystery, you will find more elements influenced by what happened. But yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said,
hopefully it's not like just generic like horror enemies. It might actually be something interesting, especially since they're going to be using like the I guess you would say the folk, literally the folklore, but like he was mentioning. I hope that you get some really cool folklore monsters.
But in a way that wasn't too political, I guess. So, you know, folk horror stories are about the division between rural and urban civilization and how there's a tension between them, and Cold War stories are about fear of the outsiders and others and that sort of thing. And there's thematic resonances between all of these different storytelling styles, which make it really easy for us to push into these otherworldly horror elements as you push into the mystery.
Nice. That's so sick.
We've got quite an atmospheric bunker, like you said, as well. Have you got a favorite part of the
hopefully
maps
the bunkers will be all kind of different, so then they don't feel all samey or some
really
shit.
Pushing it here, but
it looks really cool.
Any favorite place to maybe have a picnic or anything like that?
Well, actually, there is a favorite secret place which I can tell you about a little bit. So, as the player is starting the game, they're given one lead. A person tells them that the heart of this mystery is a location called the Interchange. So to begin with, you're trying to find this place, and as you make your way in, it's all unpowered, it's been shut down, it's been quarantined. You push into it,
I should have took them out with the
and
cricket
more,
bat.
and it's like an unfurling flower. As you find all of these leads that are the heart of the mystery, and the more you find, the more leads there are to find. So you end up in this kind of like snowball effect.
He's just picked up a Cornish pasty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah. Well, this is pre-Greg's era, I suppose. So we'll take all we can get for now.
That's brilliant.
Just don't ask what meat's in it.
I don't
Bro, it's crazy that we've already spent an hour and 30 minutes streaming this.
The contrast between
That's crazy.
Dank bunker we just came out of, and then like the overworld is so lush and vibrant. And listen, I've been to the north of England. It's not always this green, so sometimes, yeah, exactly. I mean, I live in London, and it's just grey all the time. So any green I can get is good. But
it's the Lake District on a good day.
Yeah, exactly. So, will we see many other types of biomes or environments in the game as well?
Yeah. So one example would be there's a woodland nearby, but it has more of a kind of spooky folk horror-ish tone. As you get into it, it feels
So I'd be
more
like, can we go check
mysterious
that
and
out?
occult.
It'd be cool to see.
There's a group of kind of pagans that if you tread wrong, they'll cut your face off with sickles, you know. Or
Jesus.
you can find a friendly character who's sort of part of that group and talk your way into their compound. So we give you all these different options to, you know, for whichever faction there are, ways to befriend them or get in a fight with them.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that as well. Very good. I mean, I think we, especially at Xbox On, are super excited for Atomfall and to check it out and maybe even come across ourselves, because Henry and I and Charlie have actually been scanned into the game, which we're very excited to maybe come across ourselves. Oh, there we are. Yeah. There's Henry getting his
you know she's gonna really want to do that. Fucking narcissist
maybe not
bitch.
the most flattering.
Oh yeah, but it could be really cool. I don't be in the game.
Of doing it, but what are you actually doing to me there? Because I just signed something and agreed to show up dressed as a big baby. And apparently that's for something, but
yeah, no, this is all just a massive scam.
I thought so.
I don't know why, but this game kind of gives me Two Worlds vibes.
What is it that you guys have to do?
Maybe it's the coloration. It has that vibrant look. If I remember correctly,
So
Two Worlds 2 had that kind of vibrant look.
Scanning process of every angle of your face and different configurations, so we get wrinkle maps and things like that. Then, of course, yeah. So we didn't bother with the wrinkle.
Oh, great.
So they're all assembled by character artists and rigged so they can animate. And then we, in the case of Atomfall, we then put that in a sort of character builder system. That means we can put costumes on the characters. We might grub your face up a bit because, you know, they've been surviving for 5 years without washing machines and soap. And then we just find exactly the right spot for each kind of memorable face in the game.
I'm definitely looking out for where I am. If I'm on an enemy, that's okay. I've always wondered what I'd look like if I had a cricket bat to the face. So this is great. And you're going to be getting scanned in pretty soon.
Yeah. I can't wait. As long as you put some fake eyelashes on me as well, then make that.
I'll make a note.
Yeah. Are you in the game as well? Have you been scanned?
No, I haven't been scanned yet.
Okay.
No. You have to shave a beard off if you want to get.
You had to do that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was just the beard that we had to shave. Right.
Yeah, the rest was optional.
Whoops. Honestly, I cannot wait to play this game. It looks bonkers. It looks British as heck. And honestly, we're going to play it so much when it launches next year. Thank you so much, honestly, for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Looks a pretty cool, though. Low-key.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
And we are going to be taking a little look at some other games, but your game's coming out in 2025 on Xbox Game Pass, which is great. But next up, we're going to be throwing it back with some Age of Mythology retold. But before we do that, we do want to check out some new gameplay. It's Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, Sparking Zero.
Alright, so
check this out.
We didn't really miss too much then, did we? Unreal Engine. The Dragon Ball. Alright, let's see what this looks like. I wonder if it's going to be more gameplay than what we saw yesterday for it. We saw like a clip it. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Hello everyone, I'm Marco Rizzo, Product Manager of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Thank you for joining us today in this exciting showcase. Today we will show you some new and exciting gameplay footage featuring characters that we have revealed during the opening night live. But before that, let me give you a reminder on the 2 single-player game modes that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has to offer: episode battles and custom battles.
Okay.
First up is episode battle.
We're good now. Episode battle? What the fuck is the episode battle?
In this single-player mode, you can take the point of view of 8 different characters,
that makes sense,
including Goku and Vegeta, and enjoy famous battles from the anime. For each stage, you'll be playing through an introduction before heading into some of the most iconic fights in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. The number of stages and battles vary by character.
We're here to take you down. Simple as that.
Next up is custom battle.
The custom battle.
In this mode, players fight in battles that each have their own original scenes. Some battles will also have different victory condition, and some might even have event cutscenes pop up midway, so you'll be able to enjoy battles different from the norm. Using edit mode, you'll be able to freely set the characters to be played, as well as the pre-battle and post-battle cutscenes, in order to make your own original battle. What you've made will be able to be uploaded and viewed online for the whole world to play, so hope you enjoy sharing the battles and situations that you have created.
There we go. Exclusive fight video,
now,
apparently.
The moment you've been waiting for. Coming straight from the Majin Buu saga, Ultimate Gohan is our latest addition to the roster. After his rigorous training, he is ready to show his power in an all-out fight against Kefla in her Super Saiyan 2 form. Enjoy!
Okay. Already? Well, it looks really fast-paced on this Arizona. Jesus Christ. I wonder how big the actual arena is, like how far out you can kind of go with the interest as hell. What the hell? Hair just turned freaking black. Ayo. Bro, there's actual, like, building destruction too? That's what it looked like? Okay. Did she just go Super Saiyan? Look, I guess. I don't know. Got like a little boost thing. I want to see more building destruction. That was like the coolest thing so far. Is I just want to see more building destruction. Come on, just someone launch them right into that building. That's all I would need. Get the money shot, dude. Oh, jeez, what the fuck? Someone please hit him into a building so I can see if it's full-on building destruction. It was so close. Come on. Oh my god, yeah, it's destruction. Okay, see, we're cool, man. I'm cool. I'm not a fan of really Dragon Ball, but I do like destruction like that. That's cool as hell. Not even gonna lie. There you go, get fucked, bitch. Boom. God damn. She'll be fine. Don't worry. I don't even see her anymore. Where did she go? God dang. That speed, boy, that speed. God dang. I can see where this thing actually gets fun. Like, at first, it didn't look that interesting, but the more you actually kind of see and the more the fight kind of goes, it looks interesting with some of the stuff that's going on. Is that the whole fighters? I wonder if that's all the fighters that you get to play as. October 11th, 2024. Now, the only thing I would say is they got a little bit outrageous with all the DLCs and stuff.
Now, there is nothing like enhancing a classic with modern graphics and gameplay mechanics. And if that classic feature can feature, you know, new expansions and a remastering of the multiplayer experience, well, in my eyes, it's even better. So here from World's Edge even, to give us the latest on Age of Mythology Retold, please welcome Senior Director of Production, Ernest Yen, and Senior Game Designer, Kristen Perillo. Welcome and Prostagma to you. Thank you so much. Now, Age of Mythology.
Oh no, not the Age of Mythology. Is it the one that we saw the other day?
There's loads going on anyway, but you also had a pretty epic opening night live, so I want to hear all about that. I want to hear all about the booth. I want to hear everything.
Great. So first, thank you, Jeff Keighley, for showing the awesome premiere trailer that we just showing opening night live.
This is like a shitty mobile game.
The story of Athena talking to like the young hero. In this case, like one of them is of course the key character,
Thunderbolt, bro.
And about this really
he was trying to roleplay his fucking Pikachu.
Remember really fondly.
It's the off-brand
so
Pikachu.
Over multiple campaigns, over 50 missions, it is epic, amazing. Wow. And of course, the trailer also show off like the new graphics we have in the game, looking really pretty. It is just like really cool to see. So.
Yeah, and the trailer's been fantastic because it really showcases how diverse each civilization is within myth. Yeah. We have our Greeks, we have Egyptians, Norse, and Atlantean. They all have their own gods, their lore, the way that they play. And there's just so much diversity within the gameplay. It's been really exciting.
And talking about the booth, yes, we are here, so like people can actually come.
You're just over the back, over there. You're like tucked away over that way.
There.
If anyone's planning on coming tomorrow, just over there.
And if you come, you can get like these awesome lightning bolts.
I don't want those lightning bolts. You can keep them.
Like really, really cool. And by the way, this is not the only thing that we have here. So you know, on top of Age of Mythology Retold, we also recently announced Age of Empires Mobile. And then, like, if you come by the booth, you can get this, like,
she's the legendary Super Saiyan from Universe 6.
So
what she did was fusion with another, basically, bunch of nerd shit.
So cool.
She teamed up with Super, as for her speed, and basically Ninja Storm flying. That, I will say, the Ninja Storm, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know if it's the same devs that does the Ninja Storm series, but it is Bandai Namco, so it wouldn't surprise me. Because it definitely felt that way, other than basically you add in basically the Dragon Ball
mobile gamers.
Oh, how exciting. I can't wait to see it. Amazing. Right, so I know you have more news to come as we're talking here today, but the first thing I want to talk about is that this is more of it's more than a remastering, but it's different to a sequel, right? So I don't know, what in the name of gods does Retold actually mean?
Right, so for a few years now, our fans know we have been building these things called like definitive editions. And there's one key goal that we have, which is we want to build the title that's in your head, right? Not because when you actually think about the games that you grew up with and play, like you remember fondly, and so like, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So, but when you actually try to play the original for real and look at it and say like, that's not what I remember like, at all. So we want to build the one that's actually in your head and how it looks like, how it feels like. So that's the goal. So, and yeah, really want to thank the fans for supporting us for so long for all the different editions. But for Retold, Age of Mythology Retold, we are going beyond what we have done in developed editions. So on top of all the graphics and all the gameplay from the original, we actually tweak it and added a bunch of like new things to it as well, and it is just amazing. So
yeah, I mean, from the design side, from the get-go, we really asked ourselves, how can we maximize our mythology? And so we've, you know, we've got reusable god powers, which you can actually see. We've got our, you know, approachability features like our VPS we brought in from other titles. We've got, you know, a more favor-based economy, so you can build more monsters, and our population cap is much higher now. So not only can you build more monsters, you can just build more of everything.
You have
I like that you just destroyed the buildings like that. Jesus Christ. Okay, that looks interesting.
So far, you're bringing back, and I love the idea of taking out what you see in your head and then making that version of the game. I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Just dropping giant fireballs.
Actually, I heard we have our very own gods wandering around at Gamescom, by the way, while we're on the subject.
Yes, we have invited them to the booth. So you also can actually see them. We have Athena and Zeus here in our booth. So come by, see them. Like, you can see them on screen like that.
Zeus is loose. Goodness me, where did you find that?
They are amazing.
Bruh.
That is so
nice. Cool. Oh my goodness me.
Please come by. It takes a lot of work for us to invite them to the booth. So
the guy in the middle.
A lot of convincing.
Beautiful. Awesome.
That's all I gotta say a few minutes ago.
So seeing the gameplay that we just saw just then, it's really clear that the team has been hard at work on the visuals. I think you both mentioned it already. So what can we expect? What exactly does that mean?
So for graphics, we actually have redone every single graphics that you actually see in the game. So like every single 3D asset, every single animations, like effects, all of them are completely rebuilt. So just for this game. And it's amazing. The team did really, really good work. But we want to make sure that you also keep the flavor of the original.
Of course,
because again, we want to build a game that people remember. So it's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't understand what he's saying. Oh, you can't?
That much. Yeah, so we've gone asset by asset.
Is it just the way he's speaking?
We just made overall improvements. We wanted everything to look and feel mythical. And so we have, you know, our destruction effects. We support ray tracing. But like Ernest had said earlier, you know, sometimes when we've gone back and look at these assets in 2024, we realized that we had an image in our head that was very different than blurry pixels, you know, wrapped around a sphere. And so we had a lot of philosophical discussions because, you know, the dev team were all major fans of the original. So, I mean, Arcantus was a big one where we were like, would he have a dimple? Or would his chin be more square? Would he have...
I want to be in those meetings, please.
They've been really fun. You know, it's part Rorschach test looking at some of the assets.
And then
it's like labor of love, and it, you know, it all comes together to make that
Not
game
my type
that
of style.
you remember loving and playing.
Amazing. So if I've got everything right here, so Age of Mythology Retold as complete visual overhaul, updated god powers, and larger-than-life myth units. Now, small enough to keep me interested, but is there anything else that you have to share?
Yes, definitely want to say that, remind people, one of the coolest thing that we have done for here is that we are releasing on PC and Xbox with crossplay, like at the same time. We have never done that with any Age games, so it is the first time we're releasing on multiple platforms at the same time. So really, really happy to be able to bring the game to not only to the keyboard and mouse player, but to controllerless players as well. Because the game people really remember, beloved it. We want everybody to be able to play together.
And you've had some fantastic versions on the console recently, so those players want to absolutely join you. Now, you also have some other really exciting things to tell us today. I know I'm really gripped for this, but what can you tell us about the Freya Gods Pack?
Oh, I am so excited to be able to talk about this.
Here we go.
So the Freya God Pack really is kind of like a new DLC type for us. And what we really wanted to do was offer the players a new strategy type for the Norse, which is, you know, a beloved civilization from the legacy game that can sometimes be very offensive in the way that it plays.
Civilization?
So Pack,
it seems like it. I'm gonna be honest. It does kind of give you that villain of the Civilization games as well. I would say, from what I've seen.
Freya, who is the god of fertility and kingship, and then
just even looking at it, the more you say it, it does kind of remind me a little bit of the
Civilization.
Wow. Oh my goodness me. That's insane, by the way. 4 new boards. Amazing. Are you able to talk us through each one? Can we do that?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Excellent.
So we have Uller, who is the god of archery, and his myth unit is a Draugr, which you may see in the film here. The Draugr is an awesome myth unit.
Mixed
He's
with,
an undead archer, and his arrows can pierce multiple targets, whatever is in his line of sight. We have Aegir, who is the
another
god
one that
of
it reminds
storms,
me
and
of,
his god
and I
power,
can't think
he
of
has
it.
a horrifying hailstorm that will slow
I think the
everybody
gameplay
down,
type
and
is
it's very
real-time
frosty.
strategy.
And he is
There's
one
another
of the best
really
myth
big one
units,
out there
which
that
is
is
a rock giant, and if you
real-time
upgrade him,
strategy,
he
but I
can
can't think
eat
of the
buildings.
series. Don't think it was Total
God, I love this
War.
game.
And our mythic age god
But
is
it's basically that,
Vidar,
but you
who is
put
the god of vengeance,
mythologically,
very appropriate for the mythic age. And so his god power,
mythological
he calls
kind of
upon
like,
Fenrir, a mythological wolf.
I guess you would
And
say
Fenrir is interesting. He has a
mythological
path
kind
of
of
destruction.
beings
He'll
in
light
it. You
forests
might as well
on
say
fire, and
different
the
type of
wolf comes up in a
mythological
very
that you can
scary,
actually
ghostly
go.
manner.
That's what it
And
seems
then
like.
his
It's like a
myth unit
mixture
is
of
actually
those.
my personal
It's an
favorite.
RTS
Another
mixed with
famous character from
civilization with
mythology, Fafnir,
mythological.
who is a very greedy dragon. Everywhere he goes, he leaves
set
like
pieces
a trail of poison.
and
And if you
enemies
slay
and
Fafnir on the
people,
battlefield,
I
he
guess you would
actually
say.
melts into a pile of gold coins.
That's kind of what it
So it's been very
seems and
fun
looks
to make.
like.
Really
It
love
looks
how much you've
interesting
fleshed
if
out
you're
each of
into
those.
it. If
Yeah,
you're
that
not,
one's
you're
gonna
probably
eat
not going to be
buildings,
interested
isn't
in
it?
it.
Love it.
To me, it looks okay, but I know it's a game I
amazing.
wouldn't probably play.
Just want to do a quick reminder that Freya is going to be part of the premium edition of the game. So if you want Freya and all the both the major and minor gods, so definitely get the premium edition. And by the way, if you get the premium edition of the game, you also will be able to access the game earlier. So like the game is coming out.
Everybody's doing
September 4th,
that
but,
early
like, if you have the
access.
premium edition,
3-day
you can
early
start
access
on
if you
August
pay only
8th,
like
7 days
90
early.
Good deal to me.
90
Love
bucks,
it.
man.
Awesome. So, as well as choosing your god and battling across this frozen north, what other new content can we expect from the Freya Gods pack?
Yes, so with the Freyr God Pack, there's also a new playable level called Reagan Leaf Rally, and I won't spoil it. It's very fun. You'll get the chance to play all of the fun new myth units and god powers and techs I just mentioned.
It's not Age of Empires,
and really
something
the best
else,
part of this level is
dude.
that it does feature one of our villains from the Legacy
could try
campaign,
to figure out
Gargarensis,
what
who
it's
is
called.
just a peach. And it's a great experience.
Let me see if I can find it.
Stuck on Peach there. I can't wait to unpack this expansion, but I need to ask you both, Ernest, Kirsten, what dates? I know we spoke them a little bit, but let's go over it one more time so everyone's got them written on the calendar at home.
Yep, September 4th is when the game is coming out. So, but I do want to be clear that the way that we like to build our games, September 4th is really just the beginning. So we will continue to support the game, we'll continue to do updates, balance, listen to consumer feedback, and honestly our players are amazing. They give us really good feedback, and then we can continue to improve the game.
Yeah.
So.
And part of that is, we have 2 new Pantheons coming with playable civilizations, and then we also have a new game mode, Arena of the Gods, which we're excited to talk about soon.
Ooh, how exciting. Well, thank you both so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to make sure I get the pop socket. I'm going to make sure I get whatever these things you're wearing. I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to get them. So thanks so much for stopping by. There are loads more Age of Mythology stuff going on for all types of gamers. But first things first, as Erson said, if you haven't already, make sure you pre-order Age of Mythology Retold Premium Edition to get the Freya Gods pack, 7 days early access, and so much more. You can play early from August 28th, and that is only 1 week from today. And that, my friends, is a wrap on day 1 from the Xbox Gamescom.
Oh, well, damn,
Germany.
it's finished.
So
they finished off with the RTS game, basically. With
Fallout 76 Milepost
it looks like, I wonder if it's going to have different mythology and shit.
Story arc
That's
that World of Warcraft has ever seen.
Just being
And
kind of
there's
like
probably going to be so much more too.
That's
so
interesting.
Till tomorrow, have a great day. Auf Wiedersehen.
So that's pretty much it. Now for Gamescom tomorrow, this is kind of the thing that they're going to be showcasing, and I'm thinking this one will probably be the one I'll like more, so I need to try to wake up fucking early, dude. Star Wars Outlaws, don't really care about. World of Warcraft, don't really care about. Fallout 76, maybe, don't know. Interested to see what they got. Elder Scrolls Online, Fragpunk, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it'll be interesting. 2 Point Museum, Project Birdseye, I don't know what the Project Birdseye, Kill Knight, the first Berserker Kaizen is. Oh my god, I need to actually see if I can. They got that closed beta that's going to happen in October. I need to go ahead and see if I can get it. Internal Strands, Planet Coaster 2. Planet Coaster 2 would be interesting. They're going to be showing off a little bit of Life is Strange Double Exposure and Little Nightmares 3 tomorrow as well. The casting of Frank Stone. So yeah, this, in my opinion, is going to be the one that I'm really going to be interested. I think today was really the Stalker. The Stalker looked really interesting. That's how I feel anyways. I'm excited for the first Berserker Kazan. That is, anime Souls-like, so it's going to be interesting to see what that's going to be like. I don't know if it was Age of Empires. There was like another game that a lot of people are really into that is RTS, but I can't think of the specific name for it. That was interesting to say the least. I just don't really like the fact that it's super early in the morning. I duck at a point because I'm tired of having to get up early in the fucking morning. Like, for this shit, dude. Just have it midday like you had the other one. Midday would have been way better. But I know it's because it's also in the day and they're doing the event at, I forgot specifically where. But it would be technically, like, midday for them or some shit. So, I mean, it makes sense. It's just, like, a little too early over here in the East Coast over here, okay? It is a little too, just the tiniest bit too much, man. I'm like, Jesus. I would say it was relatively interesting to be able to see. There was a couple things that I did like in there, no matter if it was like the indie thing or if it was really, I think the highlight would have to be definitely the Stalker, just being able to hear a little bit about Stalker. And I would definitely say the, what is it? Is it the England Scottish folklore game that looked really interesting? I think it was Atomic. I think Atomic looked actually pretty good. Hello there. Hey Nightmare, what's up, dude? I hope you're doing pretty good. But I think that was something that I did like. I would say those two kind of stood out more so than anything, and then some of the other stuff. If you're in the know or you like it, you'll probably enjoy some of the things. I'm still confused on the whole Bethesda thing, because if you go and you look at like Bethesda, we didn't really get like a full-on just thing, so I think they combined it because like it would have made sense for like Bethesda to have their, I guess you would say, Starfield. So, and I know Xbox, Bethesda, this, that, and the third, you know, Xbox acquired Bethesda Studios, but it's still interesting because when you look at like IGN's thing, and IGN, you never know, it's not that reliable. They made it seem like it was going to be two different events instead of being one entire event that lasts for about 3 hours ish. I think would span around, because this event lasted what, 2 hours ish, 2.5 hours. So that is kind of interesting. And this is like, see you later, everyone. See you later, Nelson. Thank you for chilling. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. I was looking at that. But on a serious note, it was absolutely pretty interesting. I think the Stalker thing would probably be the one that I really liked a lot, though. It was really interesting to see. And Atomic. I think it was Atomic. Those were the two that I really, really liked. So tomorrow, we'll try to, let me see what time it's supposed to be freaking for tomorrow, dude. In fact, we probably just go over here to this tab and then pull it up. Let's go to live. Here we are. 9 a.m., bro. Fucking 9 a.m. I'll try my very best to get up at 9 a.m. and do it. It's just very ridiculous that you even have to get up at 9 a.m. to be able to see all this stuff that's going on. I'm like, holy shit, bro. So we'll try to do the day 2 of Xbox Gamescom and see what's kind of going on with that. But there was some interesting stuff in there, I would definitely say. I haven't done this in quite of a long time, I would say. Where I've actually just watched some of the devs talk about their game, but it was actually really cool to be able to see, I guess you would say, the devs kind of talk about that, to be quite honest. I enjoyed being able to hear kind of the devs kind of like little insight and notes about it, just hearing a little bit. So I definitely will say that. That's gonna have to end it off for us whenever it comes to day 1 for Xbox. Sorry that I missed a little bit of it, but at the same time, I hope people can understand. It was just really super early for what we were trying to do. So we'll try to get better tomorrow with that. Later today, probably around 4 or 5, we'll be starting our next stream, which will be Black Myth Wukong. We're gonna be journeying into the West and doing chapter 3 with that. We'll probably start it around, let me see when I put it up here. I think I put it for 7 p.m. as well. I'll probably end up playing it around 5 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. I know I got it at 7 p.m. up there, but I'll probably do 5 p.m. Alright, so, with that all being said and done with, I think this is where I gotta go ahead and end it off. Thank you for everybody joining in. Sorry if I seem a little bit low energy. It's just literally just woke up, didn't get a lot of sleep. And plus, it was just kind of more of a chill thing where we got to hear the developer notes and stuff where they kind of note more about what's going on. And I actually really like the fact that we got a little bit of that too. But for now, this is going to have to be where we end it off for today, alright? We'll be starting the next stream, probably around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around there. I'll put it up so you guys can actually see it in the next, like, hour or two, if you're interested. So, yeah, thank you for everybody joining in. It was really fun to be able to chill out and just see this. Really don't know if even if it was like 10:30 a.m., you know, I wish they would at least put it around that, just so then you could actually be like, okay, you know, just make it a little bit easier for some of the people out here, for me and just everybody that's probably in the East Coast. I mean, we heard someone like, man, I just woke up as well. I'm like, shit, can't blame you. He was like an hour late to that shit, you know. But alright, guys. I'm gonna be good and ending it off. Thank you for everybody kind of joining in. It was super duper fun. If you liked the stream, please definitely think about leaving a like on here. It'd be really appreciative. And yeah, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to keep it baking, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, you guys.
Customizing these designs and printing them, and also not everyone at home knows how to